Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ariel Helwani Show!
Back in your life on this Tuesday, April 8th, 2025. Hello again, everyone. I sure hope you're doing well. It is a frigid Tuesday afternoon in New York City. So happy to be indoors. So happy to be doing another show. And you know we love Tuesdays around these parts. Why? Because we play two. Today we have a jam-packed show. 4 guests on today's AH show. And then at 5 p.m. Eastern, it's myself, it's Ariel Helwani over on the DAZN Boxing YouTube channel, gaining some momentum over there. And we'll have the big man, Fabio Wardley, who returns to action on June 7th. At Ipswich Town, Portman Road against Big Baby Miller. We showed you that face-off yesterday. We'll talk to him about that and a whole lot more. A ton going on in the world of boxing. Tomorrow, my friends, I'm very excited about this. I will be hosting the press conference at the theater at Madison Square Garden, right next door. Second time I get a chance to host a press conference at MSG. The first time was literally inside MSG. That was for the ill-fated Jake Paul versus Hasim Rahman Jr. fight. This time at the theater, they're expecting around 1,000 or so people there, open to the public. I do think you have to sign up pre-sale for that card, which happens on July 11th. Of course, the big one, the trilogy, Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano 3, starts today. Tickets go on sale tomorrow. I think they're expecting a sellout like within minutes, is what I'm being told. And some announcements as well. It's a pretty big deal. I disagreed with Andrew Schultz last week, who said that he felt like the all-women's card was a gimmick. I really dig it, and it feels like the natural evolution of their rivalry, if you will. First time, 2 women headlining MSG for the first time, that's a big deal. Second time, steal the show from Jake and Mike at a massive venue. This time, they bring all their friends with them. It's all-women card. I dig it. I dig it, so I'm looking forward to doing that. It's been a minute since I hosted one of these. The last one was back in November, so have to dust off some of that, dust, brush off the dust off the dust. I don't know. Get less rusty, if you will. So that'll be tomorrow at 6. If you're in the area, come see your boy. Come say hello. Looking forward to that. Today on the program, back into the show, we're going to be talking to someone that I'm very excited to talk to for the first time. He is the pride of Haïti. Port-au-Prince, stand up. Thad Jean. Now, his name is Thad Jean. That's how he's calling himself. I do believe it should be Thad Jean or Tad Jean, because in Haiti they speak French, and I feel like Jean is really Jean. We're going to talk to him about it. He's one of the bright young stars in PFL. They need more guys like him. He was incredible on the microphone after his win on Thursday. Next up for him is Jason Jackson. And I really think they have something special with this young man. Undefeated. I'm looking forward to speaking to him for the first time. It has been a while since I spoke to Phil Davis, Mr. Wonderful, the multiple-time UFC title contender, former Bellator champion, now in the PFL. Let's catch up with Mr. Wonderful, Phil Davis. We'll do so today on the program. Yesterday, we spoke to Sugar Sean O'Malley, or as he likes to call himself, Sugar Shane. He'll return to action on June 7th against the champion Merab Dvalishvili, his frenemy. Today we speak to Merab, and so looking forward to doing so at 2 o'clock. And at around 1:30, a rising star out of Germany will be stopping by, Max Holzer, who we spoke about yesterday. He had that insanely viral moment after his win over the weekend at the Oktagon event where he kissed his opponent, humped his opponent, and then got pushed out of the cage. Yes, this is it right here. Look at this. Look at this moment right here. Holzer, the kiss, the hump, and then the falling out of the cage. I mean, just pure insanity, which has been covered everywhere. Like if you Google Max Holzer's name, every outlet under the sun wrote about this. So I'm actually going to tell you a little bit more about Max in a moment, and we'll get to learn a little bit about him. He's a big-time prospect, undefeated, out of Germany, and we'll do so before getting into the chat with him. So a little something for everyone. We'd like to shine a light on the big names and the up-and-comers. I feel like we are doing that in the vets as well, very well on today's program. I do want to wish a hearty congratulations to the Florida Gators and all their alumni all over the world. I know one person who went to Florida. Both Rick and I worked with her back at the ESPN days. Reva Kingsbury. I think of her when I think of Florida and vice versa. What a win yesterday. And we really like that young man, Walter. My son and I really like him, and a lot of people think that he could be a top pick in the NBA draft coming up in June. Anyway, they beat Houston in the NCAA men's basketball tournament. The reason I bring this up is we here at Uncrown, in partnership with our friends at Yahoo Sports, had a little bracket mayhem tournament, and I want to wish a congratulations to the winner of said tournament. There it is. There are the standings. I don't see my name or...
Yeah, I'm not on there either.
See his name. Rick? Jordan?
Rick,
No.
close. 16th.
16th is freaking nuts, by the way. How many points is 16th?
I think I had 147. I mean, I was doing
That's
pretty
pretty freaking great. The winner, 175.
I just want to give a shout out to my collaborator Vishal. You know, we were in the lab
Collaborator.
together. We were in the lab together coming up with the strategy, the formula that got me 16th place. I mean, all the things considered, I feel like 16th is pretty good. You know, much better than all you chumps, obviously.
I was 236, but I had Georgia going all the way. So what are you going to do?
I was 251 or something like that.
Shout out to Kel, though. All business Kel, baby.
Let me see that Final
175
Four.
points.
What did he get? Did he
Shout
get
out
them
to
all?
Michael.
He got them all. Yeah, all the 1 seeds. He actually had all the 1 and 2
Listen,
seeds
you
in
say
the
that like it's, but like it doesn't always happen. When was the last time? 2008 or something like that?
08.
You still have to roll the dice. You still have to go with it. Yeah, he got Auburn, Florida. He got Duke, Houston. Well, shout out to All Business, Kel. Not to be confused with our very own Kel Dansby. Maybe he is Kel Dansby. I don't know. Is he?
don't think it is Kel Dansby, but if it is, I'd be very
That would be
impressed.
incredible. Well, if it is Kel, we'll send you some merch, and we know how to reach you. If it's not Kel Dansby of our actual team, we're going to
will
reach
still
out
send
to
them
you,
some merch.
and we are going to send you some merch. It's just, you know.
We'll be in
harder.
touch.
Yeah, we'll be in touch.
Be in touch.
Our people, your people. PC, get a haircut? What's going on over there?
Yeah, I got a haircut today, yeah.
Yeah, you know yourself. You're looking nice.
It will be tamed, I'd say, for a good 3 days, and then the mound, which appears here, will be back as immortalized in GC's PFL draft pictures.
Oh, yes.
Now, it is there, in fairness. Like, I can understand why he looked at that and went, that looks pretty much like Pete's hair most of the time. So
Nah, you look fantastic.
completely understand.
How much does it go for a haircut these days?
Oh, but inflation ever since the tariffs, mate, 300 quid.
300. So that's a little less than Frank.
Yeah.
Just a little.
Yeah. No, seriously. What is a hair? Because we talk about the price
Bit 30
of haircuts.
quid, 30 quid.
Okay, 30 quid is what? What are we talking? $40?
35, yeah, $40, probably $35, something like that.
Yeah. All right, that's not too bad. Well, you look fantastic. You look radiant.
You look fantastic. You look radiant.
Wow, thanks. I appreciate
Glowing.
that.
Literally glowing.
And we can't wait to have you here in July. Of course, we'll talk many times between now and July, but I was thinking of the fight tomorrow, the press conference,
Thanks.
and all that stuff. A few things that I wanted to talk about, guys, as we inch closer to UFC 314. In one of my favorite cities in the world, Miami. What a scene and what a card they are bringing to Miami. They have they've done a great job of bringing big-time cards to Miami. You know, they went like, what was it, 15, 16 years without doing a single show in Miami, and now it's become a staple. March, April, they're always doing cards around this time. We talked about the poster yesterday. There it is. Not as good as the Montreal one, although it does seem like it's the same type of format with the 4-box. I don't know if that's a new thing. Anyway, saw an interview yesterday with Paddy Pimblett. He was talking to the Nelk boys, and he was talking about Arman Tsarukyan, who's become somewhat of the forgotten man, weirdly enough, going from the number one contender 24 hours away from fighting for the belt. Of course, we know what happened in January as he was getting ready to fight. Islam had to withdraw. Paddy took a bit of a shot at him, and then Arman this morning responding to Paddy Pimblett via social media, says the guy who got the easiest path to the top in the UFC just because he's got a funny accent and budget Beatles haircut. I dare you to call me out if you win, and we will see who will shit his pants in the Octagon when we meet clown Paddy the Baddy. The shit his pants line is in reference to Paddy saying that essentially Arman shit his pants and didn't want to fight Islam. In response to that, we had Mateusz Gamrot, who knows a thing or two about Arman, quote tweeting it saying, "Stop looking for easy fights, especially with a clown." Man, Paddy catching a stray here. Without ambition, you will never be a champion. You got a chance to revenge, so accept it. So Mateus insinuating that there's an offer on the table to fight Arman Tsarukyan. And I do believe there is some truth to that. Guys, are you buying or selling the idea of Arman versus Mateus 2? Does this interest you? Arman Tsarukyan going from 24 hours away from fighting for the belt, and a lot of people thought he had a nice, solid chance against Islam, considering what happened in their first fight many moons ago, and considering the fact that Arman took that fight on short notice and went the distance with him. Or do you think that Arman deserves better? What do you say, PT?
I mean, yeah, I can see where Arman's coming from here. He'd probably be a bit pissed off, so close to that title. And it does feel as though he's been completely removed from the title conversation. Especially with Gamrot coming off a loss to Hooker, I feel like that's going to be... He's going to take some disrespect from that, right? Like, he's going to be like, right, so you're going to allow this guy to try and rebuild his own title aspirations off me. It's not exactly a hot fighter, a guy who people are like, when are we going to see Gamrot next? It's a tough situation, and I think obviously Paddy saying this about him will hurt even more because, and look, he's saying it like, you get the easiest path, but this is what happens when you're a guy that is polarizing, that is captivating, and that can do to an arena what he did in Manchester in July at 304. That is rare. That is an X factor that a lot of people don't have in the UFC. We constantly talk about the need for stars, the lack thereof. And Paddy could potentially be one of those guys. And when you're one of those guys, things happen for you a lot quicker. So imagine he's very annoyed with that kind of offer. But really, what can he do? Because they really haven't bent over a barrel here. He just needs to compete and try to get back in that title conversation.
Go ahead.
I agree with PT that he's in a bad spot. But if I'm Danny Rubenstein, if I'm managing, I do not take any fight unless I'm assured that it moves me back into the number one contender spot, that it moves me next for the title. I can't, I know you don't have many options, right? Because obviously Dana White is pissed off, and you don't, when that happens, you can put yourself in a bad spot. But as we've said before, taking fights and then putting yourself potentially on the sideline, let's say you fight, you get hurt, whatever it is, if you were just waiting and standing by and an opportunity arose that the other guys weren't ready to take, I think that cooler heads will prevail and you could potentially end up with that opportunity. So I think you have to be cautious and not just take any fight against anybody, because there's also no guarantee that puts you back in good standing. You beat a Mateusz Gamrot, they don't maybe go, all's forgiven. You beat Gamrot, all's forgiven. You have to have some kind of assurance from the UFC before you make any next move. And if they tell you beat Gamrot, you're back in that spot, take on Gamrot, no problem.
But you know what? GC, this makes me nervous for Ilya. You know why? Because I feel like if they're offering Arman Mateus, Arman to me should be fighting Charles Oliveira. And if they're offering Arman Mateus, that means Charles is getting Ilya, and then what happens to Islam? To me, it should be look at the rankings. It should be Arman versus Charles. It's right there. And it should be Islam versus Ilya.
At worst, Gaethje.
Yeah.
Arman should not be fighting Mateusz Gamrot. And why would he really want to? You mentioned Forgotten Son feels like Arman. The Forgotten Son really feels like Mateusz Gamrot. It feels like he's always trying to work his way into these fights. He can never get them. He's 24-3. He's number 8 in the division. No one ever talks about him. So I just don't see why Arman would have any interest in doing that, unless, to Rick's point, he was guaranteed a title shot off of it, and I can't imagine that would be the case when you have guys like Gaethje waiting in the wings, Charles waiting in the wings, whatever's going to happen with Ilya. I would not advise that.
Is it possible Charles and Islam are what they're targeting? Does it have to be Charles versus Ilya?
Sure, but either way, Ilya's getting the shaft.
No doubt. No matter
Ilya
what,
should be fighting for the belt next. I'm sorry.
I agree with you.
He was the featherweight champion. He gave up the belt. He should not have to work his way back up. That's what happens. I mean, I know he didn't hold the belt for as long as Alex did, but he beat two of the greatest at 145 pounds convincingly. So convincingly. Like they've never been beaten before. I know Alex was coming off the loss to Islam, but you get what I'm saying. At 145,
he did what Conor did. He did what Conor did.
Yeah.
He came in and blew the doors off the guys.
That's about all of this heading into Saturday.
He's an undefeated champion who is also a star moving up a division. I think he should fight for the belt as well.
not for nothing, lads. It's a nightmare fight for Sarukian. I know he's won before against Gamrot, but Gamrot's so hard to look good against. This guy's so decorated. Like, I think he won the ADCC.
No.
He's a brilliant.
Gamrot won that fight.
That's what he
Remember?
said.
Excuse me, sorry.
Oh,
Yeah, but that's what I mean. It's a, even if you were to say, right, Rick, in the situation, the stipulation you put forward, like, you will get a title shot off this win. If you don't go in and set the world on fire, like, UFC could retract a situation like that. Like, they're not gonna. If it's very hard to look good against Gamrot, as GC just corrected me, he's lost to him before. I think it's a very, very tough way to put yourself in the title mix by beating a guy that nobody is talking about, as GC said.
To play devil's advocate, though, is Charles Oliveira or Justin Gaethje not a tougher fight? Are those not guys you would consider? To me, that feels just as risky, if not riskier. But I do not want to fight Charles Oliveira. And this is why if I was Ilia Topuria, I would not want to fight Charles Oliveira. That's a hefty job to get done to guarantee yourself a shot at Islam Makhachev. If I was Arman Sarukian, I would not want to take another opportunity against Charles Oliveira. I would
Especially
rather fight Gamrot.
Against Charles.
I don't know if you'd want to fight Gamrot because it's probably going to be super close. It's probably going to come down to the wire, and you might lose again. And if you lose to Gamrot, then you're out of the title picture.
This may just be my own feelings on it.
I'm with GC on this. Yeah.
I feel that Arman is significantly better than where
the 2022
he is
matchup.
When he fought
Sure,
Gamrot.
but he needs that high-profile win. He was right there, and it seems like he's being punished, to be honest. And
he's clearly being punished. He's not getting a title shot.
This is, but it's one thing to say, like, all right, we're not giving you a title shot. You have to fight Charles. It's another to say you have to fight the 8th ranked guy.
God,
and I'm not trying to hate on Gamrot, but Gamrot is coming off a loss to Dan Hooker almost a year ago. Well, not almost a year ago, but August of last year. So it's not like he's on like a 7-fight winning streak or anything like that. He's not on the same type of roll that Arman was on against top level competition. Arman beat Charles Oliveira at 300.
I think that Arman can have more of an impressive performance against Gamrot than he can against Charles. We saw the Charles fight. I think it goes pretty similarly, but I also think there's a world where Charles can win that fight. I think against Gamrot, you get an opportunity. Now, granted, to Pizzi's point, even if they say to you, hey, all's good, don't worry about it, you get the win, that expiration date is the moment that it left their mouth, and then it doesn't apply anymore. They could just lose that. But I think he has an opportunity to go out there and finish a Gamrot and really look impressive, and then you go, Arman Sarukian is back. I don't think it's that much of a bad thing, but I would need that assurance. I would need you to tell me all's forgiven for this pullout. Let me move on with my career. I want to be next. And if that's the case, I would fight Gamrot.
Here's the flip side. Patty wins on Saturday. Does he call out Arman?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Well, that's the fight.
Probably.
If you're Arman, you want that fight.
No,
yeah,
but no. Does Patty call out Arman?
Yeah.
Why not?
If you're Patty, you want the Arman fight.
Fastest track to the title.
He would be jumping up to 7. Like who else would he be fighting? He's not going to fight Poirier. He's not going to fight Holloway.
Charles a better matchup for him.
Charles.
If Patty wins, that's like it's perfect. Like that is a great situation for
Patty
both guys,
versus Arman isn't a great matchup for Patty. Patty versus Charles a way better matchup for him, and Charles a bigger name.
If I'm Charles, do I want to wait around for Patty's next fight though?
Probably not. But I'm just saying.
Charles thinks he's getting a title fight. Charles thinks he's
might get a title fight,
or maybe. By the way,
or number 1 contender.
Is it? This is all coming to me now. Is it possible?
What a conundrum!
Are they saving
Ilya?
Are they saving Ilya for Patty? For fuck's sake!
I said this months ago, by the way.
No.
Okay, but if you're Ilya, if you're Ilya, that is rough.
No, but that means Ilya's not fighting for almost a year. His last fight was in October. Here's the thing: if you're Patty, okay, not if you're Patty. Who do you guys think Patty will call out if he wins? You think he's calling out Arman? I don't think he's calling out
Arman one is right there. You just shit-talked him like to insane levels on a podcast and then got into a Twitter back and forth with
It will go more viral if you call out Ilya.
He's calling out Ilya.
Way more
or Charles.
Yeah, hand sanitizer
or
boy.
Charles.
He's got options, man.
But
he
could do multiple. He could do multiple. That's
he doesn't need to
he could call out multiple.
List them off. List all 3 of them off.
He doesn't need to call out the person that he's actually going to ultimately end up fighting because he carries name value. He'll end up with a fight with one of them. He doesn't really need to be that surgical, right? It doesn't need to be this like perfect call out. Ilya's the name. Ilya's the name you throw out there because even if you don't get it, you're saying, "Oh, I'm not scared of you. I'm still game. Come show up, hand sanitizer boy." Ilya's the name.
I'll tell you who he won't call out. Mateus Gamrot.
He's definitely not calling out Gamrot, especially if he moves up above in the rankings by beating Gamrot.
That's
No
what
one's
makes this
calling out
card so
Gamrot.
good. There's so many big names, and there's a lot of questions about what these people are going to do next. Now we're starting to get reports that this Movsar Evloev versus Aaron Pico fight was never true. And you know what? Shame on me. In my old age, you start to check less. You start to trust people. Like there's too many of these outlets out there not doing their due diligence, and so apparently it was wrong. I don't know. Shame on us for even bringing it up. I actually apologize to the audience. I should have done my due diligence, but it's just such a thing to check and this and that. But no, that's being lazy. So shame on me for that. And apparently they're going to wait for the title shot, which makes a hell of a lot more sense. Movsar Evloev should not be fighting Aaron Pico in his debut. Pico shouldn't fight Movsar, and Movsar definitely shouldn't be fighting Pico in his debut. Movsar should be next for the title fight. He should be fighting the winner of this fight on Saturday. But again, that's what makes this so interesting, and we're starting to get more and more content as the week rolls on regarding UFC 314. Did you guys see the shape that Alex Volkanovski is in? He looks absolutely shredded. He looks incredible. All this talk about him being over 35. Look at this guy.
Yeah, he's ready to roll.
Not bad.
He's ready to roll.
Holy shit.
If I look at
That's
it
the best shape
35,
I've ever seen him in.
I'll
That's
be
the
happy.
best shape.
Yeah.
That's the best shape I've ever seen him in.
Now, shout out to Mike Bond of MMA Junkie. He does a great column before each big show, pre-fight facts, if you will. This one caught my eye. Alex Volkanovski can become the first fighter in UFC history to win an undisputed championship. Is it undisputed, though? I mean,
Yes, it's undisputed.
You
The belt has been vacated.
after back-to-back losses. He's the seventh fighter to compete in a title bout after back-to-back losses, with Randy Couture getting the lone victory to claim an interim belt. So not only is he battling the 35 and up demons, he's battling the back-to-back demons as well.
Did we happen to know what the other names are? I'm curious who fell short. Is that in there?
No, it's not in there.
Yeah, that's an odd one, but it does show like this thing's not a meritocracy. It's just two losses, you're still fighting for a belt. Doesn't.
Well, perhaps it will be the new shorts that will get it done for him. He is going to be rocking these. What do we think of this? By the way,
trash.
At first glance, I was like, nah. But now that I look at them more, they come in the colorway of like the Australian Athletics, the green and yellow. I like that you got the nickname on it. You don't see that too often in the Greek font. I didn't love them at first. They might rank fourth for me on custom shorts.
Is that a rip-off of the Versace boxer shorts, that kind of waistband on those?
I think it's just supposed to be the Greek appeal, I think, Alexander the Great.
More MSP bullshit. Thanks, but note that.
Ilya, number 1. Probably Dreekis 2. Zhang 3.
Pereira had going.
Pereira's number 1.
Pereira 4.
Holloway.
Wow.
Holloway 5, Volk 6.
Oh,
I feel pretty good in those
Christ.
rankings.
4 and 5, I think that I thought.
To me, Ilias are the
Holloways.
second. Ilias.
My question is,
I'm
across
a
the
red,
board.
black, and gold kind of guy.
so my question is regarding the Greek, theme, because Volkanovski was born in New South Wales, Wollongong. His father was born in Yugoslavia, now North Macedonia. His mother's from Greece. Okay, so he's honoring his lineage.
Greek heritage, yeah.
That's actually
There's
really
a lot of
nice.
Greek, a lot of Greek guys
I
in,
thought it was just
in
all-
Australia.
Thought it was just all Alexander the Great.
Yeah, so okay.
Yeah.
I fucks
Not for
with it.
nothing, Helwani.
Yeah.
What about, if Pico's not fighting Evloev, can we put him against Lerone Murphy? We were thinking about who to match him with. That's the fight.
You think Lerone would do that?
Yeah. Top
I mean,
five
if, they're
matchup.
gonna, if we weren't going crazy about like Pico getting straight in with Evloev, why the hell would you be mad? Like if he's a guy that could potentially shake up the division and make a big impact, I think that's a great fight.
Okay. I agree
He
with
doesn't
you.
like it.
He just didn't seem to be. He seemed to be someone who was talking about the established dudes. My feeling is that he would say like, why should I have to fight a debutante? Why should I have to fight a guy who hasn't won a single fight in the UFC? I should be.
Oh, I'm sorry. You were suggesting Pico Murphy, Pete.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
That's right.
thought you were suggesting Murphy Evloev. Sorry about that.
No.
Oh,
yeah.
no, I like that.
Oh, Murphy Evloev is the
I
only
like that
fight
too.
that makes sense.
I love that.
For Murphy, it's tremendous. I get it for Evloev. My question is, Evloev has the same wins in a row as Murphy, yet he's way higher ranked? Is it because he has the wins over Lopez and he has
I think
more
he
high
has one
profile?
more. I think he's 9.
So he has 9 wins and Murphy is 8-0-1. So he has the one draw.
Higher profile,
High
He's got the
profile.
Aljo, he's got the Diego
Arnold,
Lopez,
Arnold Allen.
the Arnold. The
The
3
thing-
top 10
Pico's going to be
opponents.
high profile, man. Pico's going to be high profile when he comes into this division.
The thing about all these
Absolute.
conversations is we end up in the same spot, which is the UFC doesn't have to rush to do anything because these fighters are at their mercy, right? An
That's right.
Evloev, a Murphy, they're just going to tell you to hurry up and wait. You just sit there. You sit there. You just wait till we figured out the puzzle to potentially either knock you off from your perch and let somebody else rise up, or we've given a fight between two guys like an Evloev and a Murphy where one of them knocks off and now we only have one problem on our hands. It's a difficult situation when you have people like this, and then sometimes what happens, and inevitably, is you get like a Bilal or a Leon where they claw and scratch and finally make it all the way up, beating all those guys that were put in their path and get to the top. But only one of these guys it's going to happen for.
That's true.
There's nobody's in a rush to do it.
Okay, more 314 talk to come. In a matter of moments, we are going to be joined by Max Holzer of Germany, of Oktagon fame, and of viral video fame. We showed you the clip at the beginning of the show and yesterday. Here's the fan view of what happened on Saturday night at that event where he won, blew the kiss, and then did the little dry hump. Hysteria as he defeats German boxing champion Denise Ilbe via rear naked choke in the 4th round of Oktagon 69 in Dortmund. And I do understand, Pizzi, that you have more information as to why Rick assigned you the task of finding out why this happened.
Yes,
and
when
I'm
the
being
EP
told you did
makes you do something.
Yeah, you did some digging.
I did. I contacted Rick a mere 30 minutes ago, I'd say. And I said, listen, I've got on to Sean Denny, a man with encyclopedic knowledge of Eastern European MMA. This guy goes to the events, works with Severe MMA, fantastic guy, biggest diehard you'll ever meet for Oktagon KSW. He told me Ilbe's dad was talking some shit in the corner. And this is what sparked Holzer into action. And he also told me that viral moments are not a rarity when it comes to this undefeated German prospect. The man has walked out as Buzz Lightyear.
Oh.
He has walked out. Oh, look at this. Oh, my God, on air, Jordan. What?
It's
He has
like we
walked
planned
out
it.
not only as Buzz Lightyear, but also as Batman. Oh, my God, look at this. And in a stadium show recently, he came out on an electric scooter and threw condoms out to the sexed up crowd, it would seem,
Wow.
who needed some protection. But yeah, look at this guy. He is tremendous.
A showman.
11-0, 23 years of age. I mean, the people love him. Yeah, I think I'm into Oktagon now. I think this is the guy. I think this is my guy.
This is the guy, 23 years young. And by the way, we did not plan any of that. Well done on your part and the team's part as well. 5-0 in Oktagon, 2 wins via KO, 7 via sub, 2 via decision. 5 of his 7 of those subs have come via RNC. So that seems to be his thing. But he gets big time dubs as well. I mean, he is a exciting young man and someone that I think Oktagon should probably get behind. I mean, he is clearly someone that they get behind. Do we have any of the footage of his victories? Yeah, there we go.
Imagine how much Condom Depot would have got back on the back of this guy back in the day after that entrance. You know what I mean? Those classic sponsors. They'd love this guy.
Look at that. We haven't seen this type of excitement out of Germany since the great Nick Hein or Dennis Seaver were in the UFC, right?
Heinz, what a man. The detective who also
Yes.
beat the shit out of people. Love that guy. Not for nothing, Hakparas kind of represents Germany as well, to be fair. Afghanistan/Germany.
Sure.
He's out of Hamburg, so.
Yeah, I like how you say not for nothing. Yesterday, you were saying that KSW is still number 1 over
What are you
our
doing?
friends at Octagon.
What are you doing?
Well,
Why are you trying
no.
to stir it up here?
I know.
See you.
Did
What
you
are
not say
doing?
that?
I can't believe everyone. I said forced, gun to my head, prestige levels with KSW. That's what I said, Ariel. You can't just do this to me before you invite my guy, my new favorite fighter, Max Holzer, on the show. Max, listen, you're my guy. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know why he is making me do this. I both love Oktagon and KSW. There's enough MMA in the world for us all to love together. I don't know why we need to pick.
They've got a big stadium show in Prague later this year. They've
I'll be
had
there.
50,000 fans in attendance in their 4 shows over 2025. 3 in Germany, 1 in Czech Republic. They had that massive show. When was that? Last year in front of 60 fans at a football stadium in Germany. So they are doing big things. And one of those fighters who is doing big things for them is Max. I do believe he goes by Stifler in honor of the great Stifler from the American Pie movie fame. Let's talk to Max Holzer, the 23-year-old undefeated sensation who everyone is talking about. Hello, Max.
Hey,
how are you? Guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
That's how you say hello in German?
Yes, that's right.
How's it going? Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, I'm very grateful to be here.
Well, it's great to have you, and we just looked at some footage of you. You're a very fun, exciting young fighter, but of course, one of the major reasons why we wanted to have you on today was because of what happened on Saturday, which has blown up, and everyone's talking about this finish right here. There you are, winning via 4th round rear naked choke, kissing Ilbe, and then humping him, and then falling out of the cage.
Yeah, that's not funny.
Yeah. So what happened here, Max? Why did this all go down this way?
Yeah, the problem was that in the 4th round, his corner was assaulting me and screaming like things into my direction. And even before they said like let him go and crazy things. I don't even know why the referee didn't do something about it. I think because of the speech barrier. And yes, it got me very angry because it was a personal fight too. We did not like each other, so I did this. And I have to say, it is one thing to do like some disrespectful move like that, but it's the other thing to try to punch the other guy after the fight. I think that cannot be done.
So the reaction in the aftermath, I know because I saw a lot of it, I tweeted it, was a lot of people saying what you did was disrespectful, but you think that what you did was nothing really all that bad. Him going after you and trying to punch you was really crossing the line.
No, I have to say what I did was not good too, but they did not know the backstory.
Yeah.
When you watch the stream, you can, when you understand German, you can hear like how they assaulting me, and yes, that was a reason for that.
And there was, I know there was a lot of bad blood between you and him. I saw that you guys did a face-off. I don't speak German, so I couldn't understand what you were saying to each other, but I saw there was a lot of attention surrounding it. Can you tell us why there was so much bad blood?
Yes, he was always like, yeah, you are too young. You are a guy who is forcing the attention. You lie. You do like what you do. You don't mean really seriously. And yeah, I was angry about that. And yes. He was even lying about things. I was saying he was like, yeah, you assaulting my family, and I would never attack a man's family. And his father was like writing under every picture of me, and then I shook his hand and said, yeah, it's all good. And he continued to do something like that.
Wow.
And yes, that's a reason.
So obviously you're relatively young in your career, just 23, 11-0. But is this the most kind of emotional you've been going into a fight? Is this the most personal fight for you?
Yes, of course. It was very personal, but I have to say after the fight, it was even when he tried to punch me, it was all good. I wanted to shake his hand and I apologized at the press conference, but he did not accept it. And yeah, the crazy thing was even that they had to bring me out of the arena with many security guys. And they said to me, you have to leave your hotel. You have to leave the city. They will try to attack you.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't know if that is the truth, but the security told me they want to attack me with people. They brought me out like with 10 securities out of the cage and out of the arena. And yeah, I don't really know what is the deal with the guys. His father was in his corner and was knocking out a fan. So I don't know. I know what I did was very disrespectful, but I could not think about my team knocking out a fan, a guy who's making us able to do our job.
Sure.
The fans have to be always safe, in my opinion, and that behavior cannot be accepted.
And is he from
my
that area? Is that why they were coming after you?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so you were the outsider.
Yeah, yeah. You could say it like that.
Sure. And just curious, why kiss him and do all that? Like, what prompted you to do that? If you're mad at someone, you don't usually try to kiss them.
Yeah, it was a little bit like a joke.
Okay.
I don't know what was in my head in this second. You know when you fight, it's always like crazy emotions, and when you hate each other and going on each other's nerves. For we had this we I don't know how to say it in English, but we was angry at each other for a half year. I
Okay.
tried to get this fight for a half year, and it was going back and forth. He said, "My manager don't want the fight. My father don't want the fight. This guy, blaming other guys, and that got me really angry." I said, "Just let this be finished. Let us finish this in the cage, and that's it." But it was not enough for him.
Did he connect when he came after you afterwards? Did he land a punch on you?
I don't really know. I was even thinking about staying and brawling with him, but in my head it was like, when you punch him, they will DQ you.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, just go away.
Okay.
So because I had already won, and in my opinion, if I would get knocked out from him, I would be like, he was a better man, and that is. But I don't know.
Did you fall out of the cage? Did you hurt yourself falling out?
I have back pain right now, but I don't really know if it's from that.
Okay.
It's but yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
But
like it looked like you fell on your back right there.
Deep fall. It was a deep fall. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Crazy.
But yeah.
Afterwards, I think the promoter of Oktagon, the owner Andrei Novotny, he was yelling at you, and then he apologized.
Yes. I think it was because of it's not his first language. Of course, he's speaking Czech and not German. So when I started my interview, my opponent was trying to get back into the cage, and they really had to pull him off the cage. And he was thinking that I was assaulting him, and that was not the reason. I just want to say that they was assaulting me out of the corner, and after that I said that I have respect for him and his father and his family, but I don't know.
Crazy. And were you nervous that you would get attacked?
Yeah, of course. They said to me they want to beat me up with many people.
Jeez.
They came in and said that they are waiting for you. You can't get out. You can't get to the dog check. I had to wait with my cuts bleeding inside the cage, and of course, I was nervous about that.
And so, where's your home base? Where did you go to?
Hanover.
Okay, so did you leave that night?
Yes, I had to leave. And even upcoming of the fight, he said he was like 2 times on the way to my city to beat me up. And I don't know. This guy always said that he is a fair sportsman and I'm not, because I make jokes and my entrance and something like that. But I don't know. I think he really have shown his true face, and that he is not a fair sportsman. I don't want to blame him, and I don't really like to say something even after he is down right now and have lost. But I have to say, what he and his team. I don't want to say his team, because it was him and his father, what they did has nothing to do with sports for me.
In the aftermath, since Saturday, and this has blown up, what has your life been like?
Yeah, it got really big in the social media, but yeah, it's like always. I try to recover from the fight, and I try to get back into the training as fast as possible.
Okay, have you gotten a lot of messages about it?
Yeah, of course. My Instagram has doubled. Like
Wow.
I had 70,000 followers before. What was very much for me, and right now it's 140,000 or
Wow.
something.
Positive messages or bad messages or both?
No, only positive.
Okay.
Only I really I just got like why you even apologize to him, and the people saw the videos on TikTok and said, yeah, we could hear the screams from his father from the corner. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
So
do you think that they're going to try to do a rematch because the fight got so much attention? And are you interested in that?
I won every round dominantly, and I don't think he deserves a rematch.
Okay.
So yeah, that's fair. So I said, where it gives a rematch when someone is clearly winning every round.
Sure. Yeah. Usually the rematch doesn't happen. We've
Yes.
gone to learn a lot about you. I love the entrances. What has inspired you to come out like that? And how do you come up with what you're going to dress up as before your fights?
It's always because of the opponent. This
Oh,
time, sorry, I have to bring something.
no problem. Do your thing. Yeah, here you are coming
Sorry.
out. I believe this is Jurassic Park themed. I mean, just
Mhm.
amazing stuff. So
I did this because of my opponent. He said I'm very childish and I'm green behind my ears. And so I put on green ears and come on a dinosaur. And the dinosaur is my little brother.
Amazing.
But he looks like a fucking freak.
Yes, he does. But it's
He's
a
very
great
big.
look. It's a great look. So when you come out to Buzz Lightyear, what is that about?
My opponent, he has face tattoos. And they said to him, "You look like Post Malone." And he said, "You look like Buzz Lightyear."
Okay.
So I came out with a Buzz Lightyear costume, and we was waiting backstage at the same time, and he was and his whole team was really laughing about it. So that got really, and that's my opponent's walk-in. I steal his walk-in to make him angry at me that we can fight, and
Oh my
yeah,
gosh,
one
you're a
time
showman.
yes. I had the opponent that looks a little bit like Superman, so I came out like Batman, and we saw only Batman can beat Superman.
And what about
It really worked
the
out.
scooter?
The scooter was, I don't know if you know, we have in Germany many like these kids with the Gucci things on, and they always call them Talahun.
Okay.
And I came out like something like that.
Oh, like
It's
those?
like a big trend in Germany.
Wow, that was at the stadium show. 60,000 people.
Yes, 60,000 people, and I was pulling out condoms and giving them to the people.
Why the condoms?
Just because it's like you have this bag and full of condoms.
I love it.
Yes.
And is it true that your nickname is Stifler because of American Pie?
Yes.
Why that name?
My trainer was always like I behave like him. He said that, and yes,
You're a real
then I got this
character.
yeah, many people say that, but I don't try to make it up. I just try to be like myself, and I like MMA, and it's like my only real passion, and I try to put everything towards this goal.
Did you grow up in Hanover?
Yes.
And my understanding is you grew up like kind of in a tough neighborhood.
Yes, a little bit. So we was doing a lot of shit, but the sport of MMA brought me out of that, and
You get
yes.
into trouble a lot.
Yeah, I got really much into trouble, and most of my friends got to jail then, and
Wow.
yeah, but I could like turn. My trainer really helped me to turn my life around, and that's because I'm very grateful for that. So I always try to stick with him, and
Sure.
he's always a good role model in my whole life. He helps me with everything.
Did you go to jail as well?
No.
Never. Okay. And how did you get into MMA? Like, what introduced you to it?
I was a BMX driver, and I always did a little bit like fitness. And the owner of the fitness studio, he was like fighting MMA, and I always I like to fight, and we always got on the football place and fought a little bit with gloves on, and we grappled. And then I started fighting and never looked back.
Do you remember the first UFC fight that you saw?
My first the first UFC fight I saw, I think it was Pettis against Rafael dos Anjos, and I'm a very big fan of Rafael dos Anjos.
Okay.
This fight was in 2016, or?
Yeah, UFC 185. I believe that was 2015.
15. Yeah, I started in 16, so it was a very new thing. But I love to watch fights. I watch every UFC event. I watch every fight I can get my hands on, and I learned English actually about watching UFC.
Okay.
So my English is from watching UFC.
That's it. You didn't take any lessons, nothing like that, just from watching UFC broadcasts.
I was in school, but not. I did not really do the English lessons.
Okay. Did you finish
the training
school?
was better.
Did you finish high school?
Yeah, I finished school.
Okay.
But I don't have like the highest degree. But yeah.
So are you happy with Oktagon? Are they treating you well?
Yeah, I'm very happy with them. We work good together, and I try to make the sports bigger here in Germany, and they have the same goal. So yeah, I really like it there.
Is your goal eventually to go to the UFC?
I think every fighter's goal at the end is to go, but I will see what the Oktagon brings me next.
Sure. Why is your contract up with them?
Yes, this year I'm signed to Oktagon, and next year, we will see what happened then.
Do you think you're ready to compete with the best in the UFC?
I was many times in America, and I think when this year is over, I will be ready to compete there.
Okay. When you say you were in America, do you mean like you've trained in America?
Yeah, I trained at the American Top Team and Extreme Couture.
Oh, wow.
And yes.
Yeah,
and a couple times.
And you've been able to sort of like gauge how you stack up against some of the American fighters or the UFC fighters.
Yeah, but I like it very much to train there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always a thing to stay longer in America. I really want to stay longer this year, and I will try to maybe get the place in the rooms. So, American Top Team has bedrooms upstairs, but they most of the time only let UFC fighters sleep there. But right now I'm on your show, so I think you will help me to stay there.
Yes, we can ask Dan Lambert. That would be great.
Yes.
A lot of great fighters there. And I understand, Oktagon is blowing up. I was told that 1.3 million viewers watched your fight on the German broadcast partner, the RTL Plus platform, which is a record for Oktagon. I know about the 60,000 fans in attendance and whatnot. Can you tell us? I've never been to Germany. I've never been to an Oktagon event. How big is Oktagon? Is Oktagon more popular in that region? I know Czech Republic as well. But is it possible that it's more popular than UFC over there?
Of course.
Wow.
Oktagon, I think it's more popular here than the UFC. Because I really get recognized very often since I'm in Oktagon, and it gets very, very big. The people love it here, and the shows are very, very loud and always sold out, and everybody is talking about that. So right now, I think they really have a great show here in Germany. They do a great job.
And you're part of a generation of fighters based in Europe and in Germany in particular. You didn't come from a single discipline. You're just an MMA fighter, right? Like your entrance into MMA was MMA.
Yes.
You didn't do any martial arts before.
I did like a few months of luta livre. Like it's like nogi grappling.
Yeah.
And but I continued right away with every aspect of the game.
Where's Dennis Seaver these days? Is he around?
I never meet him.
He's a German legend, German MMA legend.
Yeah. But I know Nick Hein. Nick Hein right now he's hunting predators. And yes, it's crazy.
What kind of predators? Like people, like animals or people?
No, like pedophiles.
Oh my gosh, that's what he's doing.
Yes. Yeah, he's hunting them.
What? Come on.
Hunting them down. Yeah, he's like a real superhero.
Wow, in Germany?
Yes, in Germany.
Wow.
He has like a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
A big YouTube channel, and they hunting them.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's
And then what does he do? He beats them up?
No. In Germany, you can't do it like that.
Okay.
You have to. He's just. He was a former police officer, and yeah.
Okay.
But he tries that they get what they deserve. But he does not beat them up.
Okay. Good. Yeah. But that's a great service for the community.
Yes.
When do you want to fight again?
I have to look after my body right now, but I think I will like I don't really know, like two fights more this year or one fight. I had four fights last year, and I did them all on short notice. And I think right now I'm in a good place to only make like good shows into the Oktagon. So when we have something big, we will do that.
I also understand that the featherweight champion is also the lightweight champion in Oktagon, and he hasn't defended his title since December of 23. So maybe title fight next. I feel like that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That would be a great option too.
What do you like better, by the way, MMA or chess?
I like chess too, but I like MMA more.
I heard you're a great chess player.
Yeah, who said that? I can play chess, but I'm not. I would not say great.
Okay, that's what the streets are saying. They're saying a lot of good things about you. Your chess, your walkouts. Yeah. You like American culture, though, right?
Yeah, of course.
Comedies, things like that. What do you like from America?
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite stuff? What shows?
I really like just the people.
Okay.
When I'm there, it always feels in America like everything is possible. When I was there, I really got like every time more open-minded. It was like the people was not walking around like the things are impossible. There was like and when they saw a big car, it was more like great guy that he made it, and not like this fucker why he has what I don't have.
Oh, interesting.
And I really like that, because I like people that have built up themselves from nothing, and I really like when people have something. I'm never like a jealous guy.
Sort of like yourself. You like people that build themselves up from nothing.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
I want to do that myself, and I want to make like a good role model for other people that just never fits into in the school. Or they always say to me, you will do like a shit job and you will never have anything.
Wow.
And
Who said this? Your teachers?
Yeah, like yeah.
Well, that's not
like
good.
Yeah.
They told
like
you do a shit job and that you wouldn't amount to anything?
Yeah, of course.
No confidence.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I was very loud. I have to say that, but it was like I don't really like the school system here. I have to say that, because
So now that you're having all this success, you're famous now. Is there a part of you saying, who's laughing now? Who was right? Me, not you.
Yeah. Yeah, but I have to first make like enough that I really can say.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I really want to come over to America over the sport. I really see this as an opportunity. I like Germany, but I would really like to live in America.
Okay.
For the sport.
But you talk about your coach
That's
who's
a
meant
big
so
dream.
much to you. Would you leave your team to come train here? What would you do?
My coach is not like a guy who's saying stay here.
Okay.
He's just training the professionals right now for us. He don't have to do that. He has a very one of the biggest schools in Germany. We're not in Europe, so he's not living from professional fighters. He's just doing that for us. He's spending the time he should spend with his family actually to train people like me. And I think he will be lucky when I will go away. Yeah, he's always sending us out and looking that we can train over in the States.
What's his name?
David Palukai is his name.
Okay.
Yes.
Based in Hanover.
Yes, based in Hanover. And even when the first times I got to the US, I could not afford it. So he was giving me the money. So yeah, he's really a great guy. He did so many things for me. He's like a second father for me.
Incredible. By the way,
Yes.
I kind of don't want to see you leave Oktagon because I love the walkouts so much. And in the UFC, they don't really like walkouts like that.
No?
No, you see it in the events. You don't see anyone coming out as Buzz Lightyear on a dinosaur or on a scooter.
They
No one
will allow
boring.
it for me.
You think so? You think you'll convince them?
Yes. I will make the WWE into the UFC.
I love it. Do you
Yes,
watch
yes.
WWE? Are you a fan?
I don't really know many of the characters, but I watched a little bit. My coach showed it to me in America, and then I was really understanding.
Yeah.
How to play the game.
You have to be a showman. You know Gunther. You know Gunther?
No.
Walter. He's the big guy. He's from Austria. He's close to Germany. You don't know Gunther?
No, sorry.
All right. Yeah, it's all right. But you have that showmanship. You know what I mean by showmanship? Like you understand that it's entertainment as well.
Yeah, of course. You have to entertain because I really, it's always for me the same when I watch a fight and there's a build up and a story to the fight. It's always just a different thing. I don't say you have to force it like Covington and assaulting everyone, his family and something, but I think a fight is always like you want something and the other guy wants something. So I can't like this guy.
Sure.
After the fight too, but we want the same thing, so we have to fight for it. And what is in the end of the day, we try to beat each other up in the cage. So what we say is not harder than what we do.
So in conclusion, you feel bad about kissing and humping him, but you don't think he should have punched you. They said some bad things to you. The team, the father, said some bad things to you. You fell on your back, which was, could have been very, very scary and serious and dangerous. And ultimately, you're moving on. No rematch. You're not doing this again. On to bigger and better.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
All right. Well, congratulations on the win and on becoming a viral hit, as they say, a viral sensation. And congrats on all the success that you've had in your career. Undefeated
thank you.
at such a young age. It's amazing to see. And we're looking forward to watching you grow and evolve as a fighter over the years as well.
Thank you very much. And I want the room at the American Top Team.
Okay, let me call Dan. I'll call Dan right now.
You are a very, very famous guy, so yeah, you can do it.
All right, I'll call Dan for you. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Max, and all the best
Thank
to you.
you. Have a nice day.
Same to you. There he is, Max Holzer. What a nice young man he is, and I feel like a name that we shall be talking about for years to come. Perhaps, like we once introduced you to a young man named Paddy Pimblett, he could be someone like him as well. When Paddy was fighting in Cage Warriors, Max Stifler Holzer, a lot of American influence in this young man, and those walkouts are great. What I didn't know about the walkouts, I thought he was just doing them for fun. The fact that he's doing them to stick it to his opponents is like next level stuff. That's a whole other level. Usually, someone comes out, they've got a gimmick, they've got a get up. This, that, and the other. It's about themselves. He's walking out and dressing up like this to make fun of the opponent before the fight.
He's playing chess while they're playing checkers.
And he's a big chess player. I don't know if you heard that.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if you know, I picked him on my pound for pound, like Boys in the Back several weeks ago for best walkout.
Did you really? Which one? Which one? I forgot about that.
Batman one.
Is that true? He was on your radar.
Yep.
Wow.
Good old Max Holzer.
Holzer.
Yeah, the T is silent.
Yeah. And did you tell him when he connected?
No, I did the usual. Can you count to 5? You know, they get it.
Did he? How do you count to 5 in German?
Eins, zwei, drei, vier.
Wow, look at you, Frank.
I don't know what 5 is. I just stopped at 4.
Frank doesn't actually even need that. He just asks people, can they? He's like, can you count to 5? He just wants this information.
And they,
Frankie loves Octagon, man.
I didn't know you were a closet Octagon guy, Frank.
He's going to Prague. Him and Pizzi.
For the big one.
For the biggest one.
In the stadium.
I love when you were like, they won't let you do that in the UFC. And then he was like, well, then I'm not going to the UFC.
Well, I think he was more like, I will convince them, to be fair. But tomato, really. I'm just really impressed that you know how to count to 5 or 4 in German.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Germany?
No.
Anyone back there ever been to Germany?
I love you just move on from me.
No, I just wanted to know.
I haven't been.
I've
I'm
never
itching
been.
to go.
Oh, wait, I have been to Germany. What am I talking about?
Oh, wow.
I have been to Germany.
Forgot?
I forgot.
It was that memorable.
No, well, it was very quick. I'll say that.
What was
I
it
came
for?
in and out. Glory. For Collision 1, Rico versus Bader was in Germany.
Let's go to Oktoberfest this fall.
Sick. And I went to
Boys
the Christmas market.
I'm there.
And it changed my life. It was quite good. So, yes, it actually was very memorable. I'm just old and have a bad memory.
Which city?
I think it was Dusseldorf.
Yeah.
I forget. No, Oberhausen? I think it was Oberhausen.
That's crazy that people wanted to beat up an actual fighter and he had to leave with, what do you say, like 10 security guards?
That's right.
Crazy. I mean, unbelievable. What a time. All right. Well, great stuff there from Max. In a matter of moments, we will be joined hopefully by the UFC bantamweight champion Merab Dvalishvili. Earlier in the day, we told you about this little factoid that was brought up by Mike Bond of MMA Junkie about fighters who have lost 2 in a row. Well, we have found some of those fighters who have lost 2 in a row and then fought for a title. Randy Couture is the lone victor, but he won an interim title. That was at UFC 43. Good job by Jordan here, on air Jordan, for digging some of these up. Tank Abbott has won UFC 15, lost to Maurice Smith on a 2-fight losing streak. John Lober at UFC 17.5, lost to Frank Shamrock. That was actually his only UFC fight. And Frankie Edgar at UFC 156, lost to Jose Aldo. So Alex Volkanovski is trying to buck the trend, as they say, because the interim one doesn't count. Interim's a weird one. I hate interim titles, unless it's like truly, truly necessary. Like I saw that Fabio Wardley and Big Baby Miller are fighting for the vacant WBA interim title. Well, what does that even mean? Vacant? There's no such thing as a vacant interim title. I know this is more boxing than MMA. We've never seen that. Certainly not in the UFC. A vacant interim. It's either an interim title or it's not. It's no such thing. So is the interim title like its own thing? Its own division? There's a vacant undisputed belt, and then you'll fight for that, or you'll have an interim title because for whatever reason the undisputed champion cannot fight. But to fight for a vacant interim title is the most insane thing I've ever heard. What does that even mean? Now you're just creating a second belt. The WBA is creating a second belt just for the sake of calling it a title fight. What does that mean? I don't get it. Vacant interim WBA. What the hell? Any sign of our guy?
No, we're working on it.
Is he there or do I need to text?
No, he's here. We're just
okay. All right. Well, in a matter of moments, we are going to be joined by Merab Dvalishvili. Thad Jean back into the show. Phil, Mr. Wonderful Davis will join us. Yesterday, we had Sugar Sean O'Malley, June 7th, Newark, New Jersey, UFC 316. I was going to say 14. I don't know why these 14, 15, 16s are getting all jumbled in my brain. But this is a big-time rematch of a fight that happened back in September. That, of course, happened at the Sphere, Noche UFC. On that night, Merab won the belt. He has since defended the title against Umar Nurmagomedov successfully. Feels like he got a ton of respect following that win. Finally, he's on a 12-fight winning streak, by the way, and 11 of those wins are at bantamweight, and that's the longest streak in bantamweight history. Most decision wins in UFC bantamweight history, most strikes landed in UFC bantamweight history with 2,902. Wait, 2,092, not 902. 2,092. That's over 400 more than Aljamain Sterling, who's in second place. Of course, we know, we talked about this back in January, most takedowns landed in UFC history, 92 in total. That's 2 more than GSP. And most takedowns landed in UFC bantamweight history was 79. That's over 30 more than Ricky Simon, who's in second place. 3 wins via decision. Via finish. 1 via submission. 15 via decision. Finish, I mean stoppage. KO. TKO. That's crazy. 30 more than second place. And he's getting very close to Anderson Silva's record of most wins in a row in UFC history. I do believe off the top of my head that is 16. He is the pride of Georgia. He is the machine. He is Merab Dvalishvili, and he is kind enough to join us right here now. There he is. Hello, Merab. How are you?
Very good. How are you, Ariel?
I'm great, my friend. It's always great to talk to you. Thank you so much. I always love your setup as well, the logo, everything that you have going on. It's an amazing time for you. And we just found out you're coming back close to where you called home for many years, Long Island, New York, Newark, New Jersey, not too far. So I'm sure you're very happy about that, fighting close to your adopted home state.
You're right. I feel like I'm fighting in my home. Right now, I mean, like you said, I pretty much grow up in New York, and New Jersey is like my home, and lots of Georgian community will be there, and lots of my New York friends will be there. Lots of my teammates will be there. At this moment, it's not possible to fight in Georgia and have a UFC there, but in New Jersey will be like home for me.
By the way, have there been any talks of an event in Georgia? I know because yourself and Ilya and Roman, and I see the big stadium and I see how popular it is on Setanta. Are there any talks of this to the best of your knowledge?
There is talk actually. My friend David Natroshvili is trying to bring UFC to Georgia, and I think Gigachi got the start he started everything like to have a UFC in Georgia, and of course I have some conversation too, but yeah, at this moment it's hard, like you gotta stay in a line, and and also like now we are 2 champions, and we can't fight anywhere in Georgia, so it has to be fight night, and hopefully we can put together this or everything.
I remember leading up to your last fight against Umar, obviously you were a little unhappy about fighting him. You didn't think that he had earned it, this, that, and the other. This time around, going into this fight against Sean, are you content? Are you happy? Did they make the right choice for your opponent in your second title defense, in your opinion?
Yes, I am happy. I think even lots of people criticize O'Malley's getting rematch. I think he deserved it, and I think, and I want to find out too. He made lots of excuse after the fight, and now he did surgery, and I know he will make adjustments, and he will change game plan, and it's gonna be totally different fight, and. But if not, like O'Malley say, if you don't like it, don't watch it.
Yes.
But I think it's gonna be good fight because I'm gonna make some adjustments too, because I know O'Malley will come with different game plan. I know he will gonna attack me from beginning, and with the body kicks and striking, and I want to test my striking too. When I was fighting for the title first time, I was more smart, more game. But this time I'm a champion, and I will go for it, and it's gonna be a great fight.
So what is your response to people who say he doesn't deserve it. What do you say to them?
I mean, I understand people what say they say, but I think I'll be busy anyways, so I'm gonna fight O'Malley. I don't look as an easy fight, O'Malley. You know, we know he has a knockout power. I'm not look this fight easy actually because everybody tell me, oh, you got this, it's easy, oh, it's in your pocket. No, it's not like that. You know, I don't want to forget I was training hard for even when I fight him first time, and then I was game. And O'Malley, he hits hard. Even he just touched me a little bit. I felt his power. You know, the guy can crack. So, and I had to be smart, and I had to be patient in this fight. And like I tell you, I'm sure he will make adjustments. He will defend the takedowns better, and then he will be like going forward this time, and it's gonna be totally different fight. You know, we saw at like rematches not always go like first fight. You know, it's gonna be different.
Do you believe him when he says he'll be 70% better, that, the groin, the injuries, all that stuff really stopped him from being at his best? Do you believe that you will see a that much more better version of Sean when you fight him in June?
Yes, I do believe, and I have to believe, because yes, I am a champion, and one thing for sure, I should not relax. Oh, I beat this guy already, or I beat some other guys. No, I should not forget I got here because of hard work, and I gotta continue hard work. And I believe him. Yes, he say he will be 70% better. Yeah, that's good. And then I have to work hard too, and then I have to be better than myself too. So I am accepting good fight. Yes.
And, sometimes fighters thrive when there's animosity with their opponent. But I think you saw, because you commented on it, both Sean and his coach, Tim Welch, were speaking very highly of you when they put out their podcast last week, saying how much they like you and respect you. And you tweeted something to the effect of, like, go back to shit talking. Here it is. Cut it out. Go back to talking shit. I need to be mad about you again. And so when you heard them being so nice to you and friendly and complimentary, what did you think?
Yeah, it was weird because they was talking so nice to me, and like I was laughing, and of course everybody likes compliments, and but it was weird feeling. I feel like a friendly with them, and even Tim, the guy I don't like it, but now like when he was talking nice, my heart warm a little bit. I'm like, no, like don't do this, guys. I need to be mad about you. That was weird feeling. Like even I never hate Sean O'Malley. I just want to fight with him. And Tim, he did make big mistakes. He should. He should be professional coach, but he's not a professional coach. He tried cheat. He's a cheater coach, and he tried disrespect, and that's why I was talking trash. And it's that's what happened. But I'm a professional fighter, and I make this mistake only one time when I have a debut in UFC. I look my opponent like I don't want to punch him, and after I get some controversial laws or like this, and after I learn, and then I don't think I'm gonna make mistakes. Even if I like my opponent, I will not. I will be professional, and I'll be same guy, and I'm gonna fight hard.
By the way, why do you say that Tim cheats? Is it because he was talking to you, or for another reason?
Yes. So when you're coaching your guy or your student in the fight, you should be focused or in training, you should be focused how to hit hard, how to wrestling, how to do submission, not like coach other guy, like, and then the cheat and make him upset, make him reaction, make him he do like mistake, like he was trying to do against Aljamain Sterling. He was trying to do with me, and also the usually when they interview coach or when they ask opinions, coach say the realistic how the fights will go. But when they ask Tim, he say, "Oh, I have a big nose, and Sean will punch me all the time in my nose, and I'm like 5'3" or 5'2", and he was make fun of my height. This is not his job to disrespect me. He should be focused on to make his fighter better fighter, and then how to defend takedown, how to punch me to knock me out, to how to submit. He should be focused on this, not disrespect me, and then not cheat from the corner, because nobody does this shit. And then, okay, like I said before, like try do same thing in basketball, try to talk other team, try to talk same thing in football, try, they will do disqualified idea. And then also but he's like acting like a little guy, be better man, just be like a real guy and just do like real guys should do. That's all I have to say.
I saw you ran into Sean at the PI. What was that like for you?
That was so cool, like you said, man. All positive, and I always like the guy. Like he's like, I don't follow many 135ers on Instagram, and I follow him, and he's funny, he's cute, and he's good fighter too. And like I have only positive feelings, other than like he was talking stupid about my friend Aljamain Sterling, and like this yeah, it was cool. Man, I feel bad actually for this guy. I stole his jacket, I stole his belt, I stole his pants, and like I make him humble. Like that's like you guys, like he's definitely a different guy now, and that's good man, good for him and good for me to like how everything happened. Life is good, God is good, and I'm grateful for everything. But I am always telling myself I should not forget I got here for hard work, and I have to continue hard work, and I have to continue getting better. That's what I'm trying to do. It's really hard, because now there is so many opportunity to having good time, like training, but I have to training more hard and to get better.
By the way, I know you guys are doing a press conference later this week in Miami. I suggest you use that line. I stole his jacket, I stole his belt, I stole his fans. This is good stuff from you, Merab. So well done. Weren't you also in the hot tub with him as well?
Should use that? Okay.
This is you in the hot tub with Sean, right? You were in the hot tub with Sean, right, Merab?
Yeah, that was it.
Were you guys just chilling, just talking about life?
Well, we have a good time.
This is amazing.
Yes.
What were you talking about?
Actually, we have like nice conversation. Like no, you have like just friendly, nothing bad. We were just talking about everything actually. But I did tell him, you can talk about me, you can make fun of me, you can say whatever you want, because we're gonna fight, and we are fighters, and after the fight we will always shake hands and we will give each other respect. Doesn't matter how fight will go, but your coach must be careful, because I'm gonna kick his ass, and that's what I tell him.
So if you saw Tim Welch at the PI, you wouldn't be friendly with him. You wouldn't shake his hand or be as
Not
friendly.
in PI. Hey, I like Sean said, I live in PI and I go every day there, and I don't wanna cause any trouble in PI. I will never fight in PI, but maybe I will tell him, "Hey, come outside." I will
Wow.
beat the shit out of him outside. No. I don't want to fight with him too. Like, listen, man. Like right now, like it, I will talk. I will talk. Like I'm not a kid anymore. If like maybe I will fight him. Like when I saw the first time he was what he was saying about Aljo in the fight, and when he was talking trash online for me that time, I was mad. If I saw him, I will smash him. But now it's been a long time already, and he understand. He realized, and he's talking nice now. I think he's humble too. But no, not fight now. Right now, I'm okay.
Okay.
I'm moving.
I want to ask you about something you just brought up prior, and that is, all the things coming your way, everything that comes to you when you become a champion, the byproduct of becoming a champion. Do you find it difficult to, there was a famous boxer named Marvin Hagler who said it's hard to wake up at 5 a.m. to go running when you're sleeping in silk pajamas, meaning when life is so good and now you're famous and rich. Are you starting to feel that? And you have incredible work ethic, and no one would ever question your commitment, but because all these nice things are coming your way as a byproduct of all your success and hard work, are you starting to feel at times you're getting pulled out of the gym?
Yeah, of course, a little bit, but I'm still working every day, training every day. But this is just no. If it's new opponent, I will be um, like same hungry, same motivated, because I yes, I am champion, but I'm not gonna stop here, or I'm not gonna relax here. I don't feel like this. I'm same guy. I'm even more humble. I'm even getting better everywhere. But because of I'm fighting same guy, Sean O'Malley, it's hard. It's hard to motivate, because I already beat him, and I it was easy actually first time, and now I have to remind myself, and I have to trust Sean. He will be 70% better, so uh, I have to be sharp again. I have to work hard. I have to make sure I gotta put work in, and I have to be better version of myself, because yeah, so I cannot relax, because I should not forget I got here because of hard work, and that's the only thing. But otherwise, yeah, I'm like even more motivated, and I even wanna like training even more hard. But it's important to we have to train smart, not only hard.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you heard, but he's made a lot of changes. No social media, and trying to be a lot more focused. He talked about some of these things. I think you and Aljo made a video maybe about some of the changes in his life. What do you make of all the changes that he has brought to his life in preparation for this fight?
So this video Aljo made himself, and Aljo was making kind of this video. I'm sure you remember, like even 10 years ago he was making like this video, and I'm just new in this game, making skits and videos. But Aljo he's high level, and uh, me, I have a camera guy, but Aljo don't even have a camera guy. He's making by himself. He's editing everything.
Wow.
So Aljo is the best. Yeah, he's the best. He's really professional with everything, like like how he talks, how he looks, how he fights, everything. He's high level. Um, so yeah, let's talk about Sean O'Malley's changes. Yeah, it's really interesting, and that shows how disciplined he is now, how he wants to get back. And I remember myself when I lost. I was thinking about to how I lost, and I wanted to get better. And as everybody saw, after I get so much better, I wasn't making same mistakes what I make this fight. That's why I'm keep saying it's gonna be different fight, because fighters like me and fighter like Sean O'Malley, we make adjustments after loss, and we make lots of changes, and even myself sometimes I'm afraid only one thing, because I'm keep winning, and I don't want to be relaxed. Sometimes I don't want to forget this, when I lost, how painful was this, how hurtful was this, and I'm like, sometimes I'm afraid to I'm winning too much, and I don't want to get relaxed here. And then, like I said, like sometimes this loss makes you even more hungrier and more smarter and more motivated. So, and I have to recognize that. And yeah, I respect whatever changes he make. And for me, it's impossible to stop social media and like everything else. I'm not gonna change my life because. Uh, yeah, this is my life,
It's
and I want to
working.
enjoy life. So, yeah, yeah, exactly. Yes.
And I wonder how much you think of this. The record for most wins in a row in UFC history is Anderson Silva's 16. There is Islam out there who has 15 in a row. You're at 12. Is this a record that you would like? You're getting close, and obviously we don't know what happens with Islam. He's even closer, but is this a record that you would like to hold?
Oh, this is nice, of course, but to be honest, I'm not thinking like that. When if now it's not time, but if times comes to, maybe I should take some super fights, some other weight class or something. I would like to step up and take some risky fights too. Yeah, record is good. Winning streak is good, but same time our fans deserve the good fights, some super fights, some risky fights, and when times comes, and I will take some good fights, good excited fights. And I think how I'm gonna fight against Sean O'Malley, I'm gonna take some risk, and I'm gonna show my striking too. That's what I'm thinking right now. Let's see in the fight, maybe it's gonna be different, but that's what I'm thinking now. And yeah, like you guys know, I'm uh, I sometimes I'm a little crazy, so
Yes.
then some fights I'm gonna show my craziness too.
But by the way, when you say like a super fight, a fun fight, what comes to mind? What would be a super fight that would interest you?
Yeah, I don't want to say names now, but
Okay.
yeah, big fights. If they need an opponent for some even bigger guys, bigger weight class guys, and then some super fights if they need an opponent, and then if they need me to fight him, I would like to step in, because even I'm champion, and even like even whatever I don't mind to take a risk.
By the way, what about your friend Ilya? He has to fight for the belt next, right? There's some debate: is he going to fight for the belt or not? If he vacated the 45 belt, he has to fight Islam. No.
I agree with you. So yeah, that's only fight we all interesting. To Ilya has to fight Islam Makhachev, especially he vacated his belt, and he's not anymore 145, and he's the best deserving contender for the 155 belt, but somehow Islam ignoring him. I'm sure you guys, everybody remember that Islam told me only one word in press conference: Merab, I respect you, but when you have a top contender, you should fight him. And I said, okay, I'm fighting. And but now he has a tough contender as a Ilya Topuria, but he he's not fighting because he's saying some other things. And we all agree that Ilya deserves this fight more, and hopefully this happening. And but yeah, nobody criticized Islam like they was criticizing me.
Yeah, and so do you think that, or maybe I should say, were you surprised that he gave up the belt? Because sometimes we have people moving up and keep the belt. He gave up the belt without this fight announced. Were you surprised that that happened?
I wasn't too much surprised, but I was surprised. This happened in Abu Dhabi, Ilya's fight day, couple hours before Ilya was fighting Max Holloway, Ilya told me, brother, I'm done with this big weight cut, and I'm gonna go up in 155 division, and I wanna, of course, belt. But if they don't give me belt fight, I'm gonna fight super fights. And I was like surprised, what? And I was listening. I don't wanna. Of course, he has fight day, and then nobody talks about this is before the fight. Usually, people talks about this one after the fight. But Ilya told me this one before the fight. Wow, and then. And then that's why I wasn't surprised, because he is genius, man. Whatever he has in his mind, he's doing it, and he's different. He's special. That's why he is El Legenda, and I love him, and I will support him whatever he's doing.
Do you think if Sean loses this fight, that'll be 0-2 against you? Do you think he'll then move up to 45, because then he'll be stuck? It'll be impossible to get another shot at the champion, or do you think that he's too small for 45?
Sean O'Malley?
Yeah. Like basically, a lot of people are saying this is a big risk because you could be 0-2 against the champion. Sometimes you want to get a fight to build yourself, your confidence back up, and then you fight the champion again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. This is good fight for Sean, because, like I said, he's fighting same guy. He will make adjustments, and like it's like he remembers everything from the last fight, and now. If he fights somebody else and he will focus somebody and he come back, it's gonna be too much for him. Now, all his head will be just me. He has a nightmare, like stopping my takedowns, punching me hard, like kicking me, and like this. And then this is, I think, good for him. I think this is good chance for him to. Revenge his loss, and I forgot I was gonna say something. About Sean.
It's all right.
Yeah. So
can I ask you about this video? I saw this video recently. Did you almost fall off this cliff here? You were in Monaco dancing. Is this
not almost? I felt like I was. I ran there. I ran up top of the mountains, and I was. But
come on, is that real, Merab?
Of course, Ariel. That's why I posted. I was not gonna post this, but
you're crazy.
I posted because I felt it.
You're crazy, man. You're always doing crazy things. And then I saw you wrestling with Gable Steveson on the beach. What was that like? Look how much bigger he is.
No, he was go easy on me, of course. Like we know, he's way much better wrestler than me, and he take care of me. He's a good guy, and I tell him I want to take him into Georgia, because also like every Georgian knows him, because in Olympic final he beat my friend and my brother and Georgian hero Geno Petriashvili. So my friend Geno, he was winning, and then the Gabby beat him, like last second, like he like that was crazy, like very controversial win, or like it was very big upset, and especially. So that's why all the Georgians, we know him, and we're gonna take him Georgia, and we're gonna give him good times. We're gonna show him Georgian hospitality, and we're gonna show him the big love.
Yeah, and I also saw you wrestling a fan or someone, someone who was some random guy.
No.
Who's this guy?
Some stupid guy posted Instagram, Merab wrestling with a fan. That guy wasn't fan. That guy was college student wrestler.
Oh, okay.
The guy is heavyweight wrestler, big guy, somebody, and then Gabby is coaching him, the guy too. And,
okay, all right.
respect my wrestling.
People,
Yeah,
you can't trust anyone.
Yeah. I will. I think. I'm not, I'm getting smart and I'm not gonna fight some random guy. That guy was wrestler. That's why I want to challenge myself. And then, when you fight somebody, good wrestler, high level wrestling, like the big guy, I'm not scared because we know where to stop and how when we have to go hard and not get injury. So, um, or it's okay. It's like a training. It's okay.
What do we have in store for Sean on Friday? You have something in store for him at the press conference? You have a surprise, something planned for him?
Maybe, but like I'm saying, number one will be, I'm just saying for general, like this is gonna be good fight, guys. Like I said, Sean will make some adjustments, and I wanna show my striking skills too, and my goal will be to stop him, like TKO him or like knockout, and it's gonna be a great fight, and I'm excited for it.
I'm looking forward to it as well. Always great to talk to you, Merab. Thank you so much for the time. Good luck this weekend with the face-off and the press conference, and then, of course, good luck in preparation for June 7th, UFC 316 in Newark. It's always a lot of fun, and we appreciate your time very, very much. Thank you so much, Merab.
Thank you. Yeah, appreciate you.
There he is, the great Merab Dvalishvili. Always great to have him on. The pride of Georgia. He returns to action in less than 2 months. 2 months from yesterday. Rapidly approaching. So exciting things coming to this area. Now, in less than a month, our old friend Phil Davis is back, and it's been a while since we talked to him. He'll be a part of the PFL World Tournament, May 1st, light heavyweight tournament, going up against Rob Wilkinson in the very first round. And like I said, it's been quite some time since we talked to him. Of course, multiple-time UFC title contender, former Bellator light heavyweight champion, made his debut back in 2008, that long ago, and he's still around. He's still doing the thing. He's still a force. He's 40 years young, and he's kind enough to join us on this Tuesday afternoon. Is he there? Phil Davis, there he is.
What's up?
What's happening,
What's going on, man?
Long time no speak.
I know. Where you been?
Where have you been?
I've been here. Where you been?
I've been here too. It's been a while. That's on me. That's my bad. But I'm happy that you're you're a part of this tournament, and I like that you're still rocking the Bellator gear. I see.
Absolutely.
You're doing this for Bellator.
I actually got Bellator tattooed on my chest. That was the last thing I could do. Support the brand.
Okay, well, that's very nice of you. You're a loyal guy. But this is interesting because you're going into this tournament, this sort of like, this new PFL, if you will. They've changed the whole format. Some happy, some unhappy. Some of the Bellator guys unhappy. We saw Ryan Bader, just got his release. Where do you stand? How do you feel about everything going on?
There was definitely some contract restructuring, and that didn't make everybody happy. That was not what I would have chosen for me. But at the same time, I think that the PFL, they did try to, make all parties as comfortable and as happy as possible. And that's really, at the end of the day, that's kind of what you're looking for is, some sort of like give and take. And I feel like they've put forth a little bit of a good amount of effort to try to make sure that was there.
Why did the contract have to be restructured?
I do not know. It's over my pay grade. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to ask you, because you always be having the scoops, Ariel.
Yeah.
And so I was going to ask you. That was on my list. Okay, let me check that off because you don't know. But yeah.
Well, maybe I do. I mean, to a degree, I would imagine they acquired all these contracts, and it just, given the format, especially with the tournament and whatnot, and they say, okay, if you win this tournament, you'll win X amount. They're probably telling you it'll pan out in the end if you win this and that. it all kind of comes out in the wash. But I know a lot of the fighters, as you said, weren't down with that. They want, Patricio Pitbull, another one. He wanted to get paid what he was supposed to get paid. Musasi, another one. So it seems like a lot of the vets weren't happy, and you would fall into that category as well. And so I was curious to see if you were going to stick around, and you are.
I'm not gonna lie. I may have been a beneficiary of strong Bellator talent that said I'm not going to take this and then left. To be completely honest, but then again, I don't really do any of that stuff. I have great management, and I don't really deal with any of that.
Yeah.
But
do you mean by that, by the way?
I'm very upset that we don't have those sort of names under our umbrella. But at the same time, I can only speak for my situation.
And when you say that you were a beneficiary of it, do you mean like because there were these unhappy fighters, they tried to do right by you? And you didn't speak up? Is that why?
Not that I didn't speak up.
Well, I mean publicly.
I didn't like. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I can only speak for myself.
Yeah.
I don't really do a lot of social media, and especially not negative social media. So that's all I can really say. But at the end of the day, I felt like all parties involved in my contract negotiation were trying to be as fair as possible.
You didn't fight last year. Your last fight was in 2023. Why not?
Mm-hmm. Man, it was a mix of Ariel.
What?
Come on.
What? What?
You were supposed to know the scoop on everything.
No, I mean, I'm asking you. That's why you're here.
Oh my God. No. Honestly, it was a mix of so many things. A little bit of injury on my part, and then by the time I was healthy and able to go, it was just poor timing. And at the same time, I think there were some growing pains between adding Bellator to PFL,
right?
And just trying to make those two companies jive together. I think it was definitely one of the more difficult years in the history of PFL. But there were some missed shows, and I don't know. I got ready for so many fights that didn't happen, and so again, like I said, PFL I think has been trying to. They've been doing the best. I think they can, and it has not always worked out for me, but I will reserve judgment to say they've been doing a good job.
Well, what's the motivation at this point? Like I said, you've been fighting for about 17 years, 40 now.
Jeez.
It's a long road. A lot of those guys that were fighting back when you were in the UFC and prior aren't around anymore, as you know.
Yeah.
What's the reason for continuing to do this?
Well, number one, I love to compete. I just love to compete. And I have to say, like, I imagined that my body would be like so much worse off by now. I've never had a surgery. I've never broken a bone.
That's
I just imagine it falling apart. You know what I mean? And that's not the case. And so I don't know, man. I'm having fun. I love what I do. So what gets me up is just enjoying where I'm at and enjoying just continuing to learn the sport and everything that is mixed martial arts.
I remember when you came into the sport, and then when you made your debut against Brian Stann in 2010, like you were the hotshot Penn State guy. You didn't think you'd stick around 17, 15 years, right? Like, was this a part of the plan?
No, bro. No. I mean, not at all.
What did you think?
At the same time,
just a few years, I'll do this for a bit, and then I'll move on to something else?
Yeah, I'll have some fun.
And that
I
was
have
it.
some fun, and I'm still having fun.
Yeah.
Why leave the party? It's still fun. You know how that goes, Ariel.
Yeah. Well, it's still fun. Although I bet if we spoke last year, you weren't having a lot of fun when shows were getting canceled and whatnot.
No.
Yeah.
No, we would have had that talk last year, and I have to admit, I was definitely like, should I move on? And I'm not exactly sure what tipped the scales one way or the other, but here I am. I definitely was close to moving on last year. It just everything was off. Everything was off. But I know, a little bit of prayer and hard work, and here we are.
What does move on look like for you? Like eventually you're going to move on. What do you do after fighting?
Probably more coaching, and I have an interesting opportunity to do some teaching at a private school.
Okay. What kind of teaching? Okay. Is it like athletics or is it athletics or
athletics?
Okay, that's fun.
Athletics. I can't say too much.
Can't say too much. Okay, is that coming soon? Do you see the end of the road soon?
Could be.
Okay.
Depends on how much fun I have.
Yeah.
But right now I'm having fun, Ariel.
I love it. I can see that you're having fun. I can see. Did you watch the first leg of these tournaments last week? PFL's new format. Did you watch it last week?
I did not.
Okay. Why not? You didn't want to check it out? I mean, it's your new home. You never fought for them. Couldn't be bothered?
You know what? I have my things. I have my family, my kids, just all of these things that I have to manage on a daily basis, and it takes a lot to bring me out of that daily routine. So, no, I didn't get a chance to watch them.
Wow. How many kids do you have now?
2.
2. Okay. How old are they?
12 and 8.
Damn, look at you, all grown up.
Yeah.
Our boy, girl?
2 boys.
2 boys. Are they interested in wrestling, competing, falling in their old man's footsteps?
Kind of, but mostly no.
Okay.
Mostly no. I say kind of because it's like they make an attempt.
Okay.
They're somewhat interested in wrestling, and so they wrestle in my club, and right now I'm just like spoon feeding them because wrestling is a brutal sport, and I don't want wrestling for someone who doesn't want it for themselves. Like if you don't want that life, I don't want it for you because it's a hard sport and it is occasionally painful. So I've just been kind of like spoon feeding them, and lately they've been getting more into it. But
are they athletes? Do they like other sports?
Yes, they like flag football and soccer.
Yeah.
We did some good stuff. We went to the San Diego FC game this past Saturday. Had a lot of fun.
Are you still based in San Diego? I was going to ask you that.
I am.
Okay, so where do you train out of now? Because Alliance is no more, right?
Alliance is no more. So now I'm at a gym called Azteca Boxing Club.
Okay.
It's we have quite a few of the central members of Alliance. Dominic, the Dominator Cruz he'll come through when he's in town. Jeremy Stevens, Angela Hill, Jessica Penne. Let me think who else that you would remember from that time.
Well, Dominic just retired, obviously. What was your reaction when you saw that?
Kind of disbelief. You know, Dominic he's one of those guys that he's just such a hard worker. He's an incredibly hard worker, and man, I'm happy for him because he has so much to offer the world outside of just being inside the octagon. And he's a great analyst, and he's funny too. I don't think people understand how funny Dominic is. We should get him on a regular podcast.
I think he's starting one, or maybe started it already.
Good. So you see how out of loop I am? Thank you.
I mean, like you know nothing. Do you watch any MMA?
Just a couple, just the big cards,
like the big ones. Yeah, you couldn't be bothered. I see you got a new hairstyle and everything. I mean, it's not that new, but it's getting longer. What inspired this?
COVID. Really, I got the.
You haven't cut your hair since COVID?
Since COVID.
For real?
Yeah.
What are you protesting?
I don't even know yet. That's a good point.
Yeah.
I am protesting something. So much to protest right now.
Yeah, there's a lot.
You know what? Just life.
This is it. It's like Tim Duncan. Have you seen Tim Duncan's long hair? You probably don't even know who Tim Duncan is either. Do you know who Tim Duncan is?
Yeah, I know Tim Duncan.
Okay, yeah, he's got hair like yours.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's quite nice. Check it out.
Okay.
Have you been watching collegiate wrestling? Because I understand Penn State killing it.
Yeah. I watch a little bit of wrestling. I do keep up with wrestling.
Bo Nickel?
Bo Nickel. Keep up with Bo.
The man. Have you been to his spot in Happy Valley? His ATT? I
have not. Yeah. They weren't quite set up, I think, the last time I was up there.
Okay.
But that's on my list of things to do. I really want to get up there and kind of train with them, mess around, see if I can get in with Anthony Cassar.
Yeah.
And Carter Sarachi.
Do you think Carter will go to MMA?
I don't know.
He's talented.
He's talented.
5 titles, right?
5 times.
Yeah, that's insane. May never be done. Because of COVID.
I don't see a reason why it would ever happen again.
Right.
We would need another COVID level event, right?
Right.
And then we would need another Carter Starachi.
Yeah.
I just don't see that happening again. That's a one and done. Like, it's incredible.
Are you familiar with your opponent on May 1st? Have you heard of him, Rob?
Oh, I thought we were going to talk wrestling for the rest of the show.
Oh, no. I don't know. I feel like we should at least talk about that. May 1st, Orlando?
Yeah, May 1st in Orlando.
Because I know you don't watch. You're fighting Rob Wilkinson. I don't know if you know about this.
I will say this. This is the first time I'm seeing the bracket all laid out.
This is crazy. Well, here, any names jump out at you? You got Simeon Powell down there. He was great on PFL Europe. Carl Moore, Antonio Carlos Jr., former UFC fighter. There you are at the top of the bracket. So it works just like any other tournament. You win your fight, you fight the winner of Kali Nunes.
Yep, that should be a good one there.
So there you go. I feel like you know most of these names, no?
I do.
Heard of them.
I do. Yeah, I do know most of those names. It's a good bracket. I'm excited.
Rob's a big boy, although he did test positive not that long ago. Any concerns about that?
Am I concerned about it?
Yeah.
Why would I be concerned about that?
Well, you want to fight clean athletes, right?
I want to fight clean athletes. But the fact of the matter is people are going to do what they're going to do.
Oh.
And one of my ongoing grievances with MMA is when someone tests positive and they have won the fight gets turned into a no contest. You have a 2-person athletic event, and when one person gets DQ, the other person is not the winner. No, you gotta change that, right?
So what are you suggesting?
I suggest if somebody fails drug tests, other person gets declared the winner. Why wouldn't I want that on my record? Did I not go in there and take the risk against a person who was in fact disqualified? It doesn't make sense. If there's a 2-person race and one of them gets disqualified, somebody has to win, Ariel. I'm not making. Am I making sense?
No, I think you're making sense. Yeah, I mean, I guess the I don't know what the line of thinking is. I guess the line of thinking is the person didn't actually win, so they can't declare him the victor.
Yeah, but the other person didn't actually compete, did they?
Well, they did compete, but they technically competed with assistance.
Right. So if one person cheats and they are disqualified, the other person wins.
Yeah.
They showed up.
Yeah.
They wait. They competed. They win.
Yeah, no, you're right. This is good. This is a good thing to stump for. See?
Yeah. So my point was, going back to Mr. Wilkinson, no, my job is the same. My job is the same. Show up, kick ass.
Move on.
Because the rules as they are now only benefit the person that wins.
Yeah.
So that's my job. And that's whether someone is taking performance enhancing drugs is, it's out of my control. Why even worry about it?
By the way, this is what Tim Duncan looks like these days, in case you wanted to know. We have a photo of him.
Oh, wow. Man, yeah, he actually looks better now.
You think so?
Yeah.
He's very zen-like. He does kickboxing.
Does he?
Yeah.
Who did he play with? There was a dude, I think he's French-Canadian. Shoot.
Oh, which player?
Yes.
Tony Parker. He's from France, not French-Canadian, from France.
Oh, my bad.
No problem. What about him?
I don't know why. For a second, I thought that's who you were talking about.
Oh gosh, so you didn't know who Tim Duncan was?
No, I know who Tim Duncan is.
Yeah, you thought he was Tony Parker.
But you're thinking of somebody else.
Yeah. For sure. Well, I'm happy that you're back. I'm happy this got sorted.
Yes.
You return on May 1st. I'm looking forward to that light heavyweight tournament. We've got another 2 brackets kicking off this week for PFL. And so we wish you the best. Let's get that money. GDP, get that paper.
Get that money. Yes. You already know. You know what it is.
I know the lingo. I'm cool. I got kids too. We're going to talk to one of the rising stars of PFL in a moment, Thad Jean. So I'm looking forward to that. But for now, we say goodbye and good luck to you. Thank you so much, Phil. It was great to catch up.
Yes. Thanks. Thank you for having me. And great to catch up. I'll see you around.
All right, man. There he is, the great Phil Davis, Mr. Wonderful. He returns to action on May 1st. Last week, PFL may have found their next big thing in the form of Thad Jean. He is 9-0. They refer to him as the Silverback. His win was supremely impressive. He won in the first round against Mukhamed Berkhamov, first round victory, but afterwards, in his post-fight interview with Dan Hardy, and yes, this is Dan Hardy, he just lost his voice. I thought he really showed the world that this is someone that PFL can get behind. In case you missed the post-fight interview, take a look.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, late replacement, a beautiful first-round knockout. Yep. Now tell me, were you looking for that finish? It looked like you were trying to slip for that right hand all night.
I'm looking for every finish, honestly, but I know you had a good one too, so I'm always ready to counter. I'm a counter fighter, but if I have to put the pressure for you to throw something that I can catch you with, then I'm gonna do that. And he's my opponent, like you guys said, he has a lot of experience, but I do not care about the amount of fights you have in this cage. I don't care who you are, what your name is, what your record is. I don't care if you are the main event or if you are starting to fight off or kicking them off. When you're in a cage with Thad Jean, the Silverback, I'm going to win. I'm going to put you out. I'm going to do what I got to do. Ooh. Let's go. Look at him.
You've got some incredible support in the building, my friend. That must mean a lot to you.
I mean, look at them. Listen to them. Make some noise, Silverback Nation! Hey, man. That support system is what's getting me to go further and further. Last time you asked this question, what was the limit? There is no limit. There is absolutely no limit. Listen, all glory to Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. I didn't say my Lord and Savior, I said our Lord and Savior. Honestly, he put me on this. It's God's plans. I was supposed to be here 2 years ago, I thought. But I wasn't ready, of course. I'm here now. I told Coach I was going to make this spectacular. Coach, where's Coach at? Where's Coach? Was this spectacular? I got you, brother. And where's Ian? Where's Ian? Ian! Love you, brother. Listen, we are here, and I'm not playing. And by the way, where's Dakota Ditcheva? Why is she not here? No, never mind. Don't say nothing. I want to see you June 12th, Nashville. I'm not saying anything, though. Come.
Hey, talk me through the finish. Talk me through this knockout.
Thank you, Papa. He kept, you know, you got to get warmed up. I wasn't warmed up, but I was seeing his punches in the beginning. He brings the hands back very slow. And I know that with my explosive power, all I had to do was be patient. I seen the punch, boom. You see how his hands stays there? I'm throwing that hook. I don't have to wind up. I'm throwing it. I'm cocking it. It's already cocked up. It's already in position. The bullet's in the chamber, and I'm ready to shoot. Let's go, baby.
Are you fresh? You got no injuries?
No injuries.
What's your message to the next guy?
You're the main event now, because I'm going against the main event, right? Main event, you're the main event now. You're going to be going against the real main event very soon. All respect to both of you. I'm excited to see who wins. But the worst thing about it is that you have to face me next. And I'm going to make sure you understand that you're facing Thad Gene. And I mean it. I truly do. I'm not playing. I'm not just talking. I truly have confidence in all the work that I'm putting in, all the studying I'm doing, all the fans that I have here, all the supporters. I love them, and you'll see how much I love this game.
Congratulations, brother. Ladies and gentlemen, Silverback Nation!
Yo, what a scene. What a scene. I've been there before, Dan Hardy. I know what it feels like. Way to power through. But what about that crowd? What about that atmosphere? What about that response at the Universal Studios in Orlando? Let's talk to the man himself, the undefeated Silverback, 9-0, and now very much a name that I think people need to start paying attention to, and certainly a rising star in the PFL. Thad Gene is here, repping Haiti. Now, Thad, I got to ask you, in Haiti, they speak French, my friend. I speak
Creole.
French as well. Creole, yes, Creole. Thad Gene ain't Thad Gene. It's Thad Jean, right? Isn't it Jean?
Well, full name is Tadomi, Jean.
Jean, but I don't like this Gene. Why are we going with Gene? It's Jean. Go with your name. Make the people know how to pronounce your name correctly.
Exactly. I mean, raised in America, you know, the easier way for everybody to say last name was Gene, so I just went with it. But it is actually Jean.
Okay, so what's your full first name?
Tadomi.
Tadomi. Okay, I love this. But you were born in Haiti, and when did you move to America?
No, I was born in America.
You were born in America. All right, so maybe you are Thad Gene then, after all.
Yeah. I was born in America, so I mean, I say that I was born in America, so my heart is American, but my blood, because it's from my parents, is Haitian. So I like to say like I'm a dog. I have the best type of machinery going for me. But I like to rep Haiti because of everything that's going there. They need some hope. So I mean, America has too many champions already, so Haiti needs one coming out.
Well, I got to say, I know that wasn't your PFL debut. You're 5-0 now in PFL, but it feels like a coming out party, and maybe this is the beauty of this tournament, because now you're fighting a guy like Jason Jackson, and the face-off afterwards was great. It feels like last week was a turning point for you. Do you agree?
Yeah, I would say last week. I feel like every fight was a build-up to this one, but yes, last week was definitely like the blow-up, I would say.
And so
like now I'm on your map. Like now I'm in people's radar.
The mic skills were great. How come I don't know? I didn't get it. I didn't see it. Like that post-fight interview was tremendous. That's how you get people behind you.
Thank you. I was saying it before. I was saying it to all my friends and my family back before I even started. I was like, I'm done being nice. I'm gonna start talking my shit. Oh, sorry for cursing.
No,
but yeah, I'm gonna start talking
away.
my stuff. You know, I'm tired of being nice. I'm tired of being a nice guy. I'm gonna start being who I am. And you know, forget this PR trading stuff. I'm just gonna start being Thad Gene, and Thad Gene talks his talk, and I'm gonna start doing that from now on. And I'm not talking out of arrogance. I'm talking because I have full confidence in my work and in my game. So, and it's being put on display.
This is great. Now, afterwards, you did the face-off with Jason Jackson. You referred to the main event. He wanted the main event. What did you guys say to each other here? I love this.
Man, he was talking about how he's gonna be real Silverback. I was like, shut your mouth. I'm gonna show you. And then he was talking about his flight. I was like, be quiet. I started getting a little controversial. I was like, we gave you your freedom. And then he got mad about it. He started talking about how one of their guys came through, but definitely not. Haiti, I was like, then I started, give me your year, and then he got upset, and then he pushed me. So
Yeah.
I'm in his head already. I'm living in his head already, so it doesn't really matter to me.
It seemed like originally, like off the jump, it was somewhat cordial with you guys, and then he switched real quick.
Bipolar. Crazy.
Yeah. What did you say to get under his skin, though?
Honestly, I was just saying how Haiti gave Jamaica their freedom.
Oh, I see. I see.
Yeah.
Okay, that would do it. That would do it.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm in your head. This is the fight game, you know. This is the entertainment business. So I'm gonna do what I gotta do, and what I gotta do is win this fight. And already, I'm winning the battle of the mind game.
And so, you know, he's a name in the promotion, former Bellator champion. Obviously, this is the biggest fight of your career. He would be the most, you know, well-known opponent that you've faced thus far, and you're still relatively young in your career. You know, it would be stupid for me to ask you, are you ready for this? Obviously, you're going to say yes. If you weren't ready, you wouldn't even tell me. But do you recognize this as such? Do you feel like this is the next, or maybe the biggest challenge, and this is the one that really gets you noticed?
I don't know if it's going to be the biggest challenge, but I would say that I'm not going to discredit what he's done in the past. I don't know what the biggest challenge would be, because I look at every opponent as, okay, they're going to be the biggest challenge, and I go in to the fight camp and I go crazy. But he has fought some good people. He has some good people on his resume, but it just makes it more better for me that once I beat him, I take who he's beaten, I put him under me as well. So me being young doesn't mean anything if I'm beating people who've already been paving a way for me.
How did you get into MMA?
It was crazy. It was actually an injury that I had sustained from football, and just completely, I was praying to God on my knees because I cannot stand staying in school, doing whatever I had to do. I was like, God, give me another way out. And one day, one of my brother's friends told me about going to jiu-jitsu, and he said it was Montiel Brothers. It was really Moncayo Brothers where I first started off. And I went there. I trained hard for probably 6 months. Started randomly, some random guy came in and said he did Muay Thai, taught me how to do Muay Thai within those 6 months. I got my first Muay Thai fight, and then I won, and then from there, I just never stopped, never looked back.
Which position did you play in football?
Running back.
Running back, okay. And did you have dreams, goals, aspirations to?
Oh, for sure. I wanted to be the best. I mean, I grew up watching Walter Payton as being my favorite running back, and people like Reggie Bush, and Adrian Peterson. So I wanted to grow up and become an amazing NFL. I mean, like I said, I was born here in America, and the American dream, I would say, for me is either baseball or football. And I grew up playing football, so football was my dream to be an American star. And I had talent for it until I destroyed my knee.
By the way, you're born in 96, right?
98.
98, okay. Okay, so you're 20. What are you, 26? Okay, that's where I screwed that up. And Walter Payton was your guy? You're an old soul.
Oh, bro, I love Walter Payton. It's because of my brother Barry. My brother Barry would always look up Walter Payton highlights because playing football as a kid, I would always I could never sit through watching an actual football game. So I would have to settle for watching highlights. And my favorite highlights to watch and I love people who get grimy, who get into it, who really want to go head up with someone, and Walter Payton was that guy. So watching Walter Payton was like watching a superhero on the field.
And where are you based now?
Fort Lauderdale.
Okay, and who are you training with?
At a Fight Sports Deerfield Beach with right now Jay-Z Cavalcante.
Legend of the game.
Yeah. I mean, I never knew who he was, honestly.
Oh gosh, really? You knew who Walter Payton was, but not Jay-Z?
I only watched football. Watched football as a kid. Yeah, and then I went into it, and everybody started telling me who he was. I was like, oh shit, I guess I got the right school. So I mean, Jay-Z is an amazing coach. I have another coach, Daniel Mendez, who isn't currently here, but they are just amazing coaches. And I mean, their method of creating athletes and just fighters has proven to be really good. Just our fight team itself is on a rise.
And so, you know what's interesting? The reason why I asked you where you train out of is you mentioned Dakota Ditcheva. I thought maybe you were an ATT guy because you're based in Florida. And so I'm wondering, why did you mention Dakota in your post-fight interview?
I think she's hot.
Oh.
I was thinking about it. I was thinking I feel like a loser right now just saying it.
No, listen.
And I've never really actually spoken to her. But
Shoot your shot.
She's no, for sure. I mean, why not? No, I think she's hot. And like if I do get a chance, so I do see her, I'm a lover. I would love to get a chance to just talk to her.
Have you reached
Just
out
talk
to her?
and just take her out. You know what I mean?
Have you reached out?
No, not yet. I feel like it's cringy to reach out on social media to DM people pretty personally.
Yeah. Well, maybe this is a form of reaching out right here.
Right? Yeah, I'm doing my reaching out on like bigger platforms.
Yeah, no.
PFL now, Ariel Helwani. So how do I say your last name, brother?
Helwani.
Helwani.
Yeah,
Ariel Helwani.
Yeah, we're learning how to say each other's last names.
There we go.
I just love the fact that in this incredible moment for you, you thought of her, and then you wanted to say something, but then you said, "No, I'm not going to say it."
Yeah, my teammate was like, "No, Dad, slow down, stop it." So I was like, "All right."
This is your celebrity crush,
right? Yeah, exactly. I would say
everyone has one. What did you want to say?
Right? Honestly, I can't remember now. Because I was such in the moment, and I do get crazy when I'm in the moment like that. And sometimes I can say something that I may regret. But most of the time, I say what I want. I probably was gonna say, "Damn," I honestly can't remember, but I would have said something outlandish for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe like asked to take her out on a date or something like that.
Something along those lines. Probably a little crazier.
Okay, a little crazy. Wow. Okay, so you say that you're tired of being nice.
Yeah.
Now you got, you did say, by the way, that you were tired of being nice, and then 2 seconds later apologized for swearing. So I'm not sure if you're fully there.
I don't know. I don't know what your platform's like.
No, you can do whatever. You're not quite a bad boy just yet. You're working your way towards becoming a bad boy.
I'm tired of being like, you know what I should say? I should say I'm tired of like just holding in my words or holding in, just being too humble in a way of people think that they can. I'm not someone to look out for. I mean, I feel like I've been too nice in a way of, okay, he's just that. I mean, you got Jason Jackson saying that Chris Brown, my last two opponents, exposed me, and it's every time he says that, it makes you want to just take his head off. But Chris Brown, I don't know if you know who he is. He's just super an awkward fighter, and I think he would expose anyone on the feet. But he didn't expose me. I was able to not any way that Jason Jackson would ever come close to doing. I feel like Jason Jackson is a weathered, rusted sword, and I'm up and coming. I'm going to slice right through him. And I feel like everybody's going to see that. I love if I am the underdog, which would be stupid, I love being the underdog because I love shutting people up. And I'm going to shut him up. And I'm going to shut anybody up that thinks that he'll beat me or could beat me.
Jason Jackson's just 34. He's not that old. You think he's weathered?
I don't give a damn how old he is. He's not me, and I think he's weathered because of the amount of fights he has. How many champs he's gone against. I feel like he's doing really good. He's done really good. But he's done all that for me. That's how I see it.
Did you see his fight? His win over Koreshkov?
Yeah, and I don't think he has IQ. I don't think he has good IQ at all.
What do you mean by that? He won via a submission, right? He looked great.
He struck. I mean, why he was doing better than Koreshkov on the feet? This is the thing I don't understand about mixed martial artists. Why are you going into grappling when you're destroying somebody on the feet? Why? What's the point of grappling someone when you easily? It's a mixed martial arts game. I know you can do it, but it's there if you need it. You don't need it. So why even go into it? So I feel like someone like Jason Jackson is scared of someone's power. That's what that showed me. You're scared of power, or you're not really in tune with the fight from an outside point of view. You're too tuned in and you're too tunnel vision. And tunnel vision fighters get beaten all the time by smarter fighters like I. So I think his IQ wasn't there all the way because he did unnecessary things. I mean, he took him down, which he did, and he took advantage of him on the ground, but I feel like he would have been an easier finish if he stood up with him. He was much quicker and much stronger.
Okay, so you think he has a low IQ, low fight IQ.
Low fight IQ.
Okay, and you're going to expose that. June 12th, Nashville.
Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah. Pretty quick turnaround, 2 months. You cool with that?
I love that. I feel like the quick turnarounds keep me warm, keep me in the cage, keep me excited, keep the fans excited. Keeps me ready to go. I mean, gets me more, how should I say, more comfortable within the cage so that I can be able to do more things. So yeah, I definitely love the quick turnaround.
And you were a late replacement for the tournament. When did you
Yeah.
find out that you were going to step in?
Probably 8 days before.
Damn.
8 days before.
And what kind of shape were you in?
I was always in great shape. I train year round. I'm always ready for a fight, but I also was supposed to go against Joseph Luciano, the one that went against Logan Storley, to place as who would be the primary alternate for the fight. So I was already in shape because I was already getting ready for the date. So going into it, as soon as I heard that I would just be replacing someone to go against Mukhamed, then I was like, oh, perfect, let's do it. I don't care. I'm ready to go against any of them because personally, Luciano got, I don't know what it was, but it was sad to watch him against Logan Storley, Huntman Storley. It was definitely boring, bro. It's not someone you would want to be your champion, or just even in a title fight.
What do you think about the other side of the bracket? Yes.
All right. Let's keep this up.
Yeah.
All right. Let's be.
I wanted to see your face. I like that smile. But yes,
Yeah,
keep going.
This is crazy. Let's be honest. As soon as I would say the toughest part, the top bracket is the toughest bracket itself.
Sure.
I mean, once I get past Jason Jackson, I feel like the tournament is mine already. I mean, I have to fight in the finals, and God bless whoever my next opponent is after Jason Jackson. But after Jason Jackson, it's a for sure win. I mean, Logan Storley is Logan Huntman Storley. That's his name now. Huntman Storley is definitely not going to. I mean, he won, but has a Bellator title, but he's not a threat at all. And the Japanese or Korean, whatever like that is,
I believe that's Japan.
Good, the Japan dude. I mean, he's good. God bless him, but let's see if he beats Storley.
Here's the thing, Thad. If I could shoot straight, as you know, this has been a rough stretch for PFL, right? Like the PR hasn't been great. You know, just like the vibes around the company. You got legends wanting out. They have something special in you, and they have a lot of fighters on their roster who, for whatever reason, especially with the fans here in North America, just don't connect. They're kind of just like faceless, not the most exciting fighters. Let's just be honest. They have something special. Do you feel like they recognize this? Are they treating you as such? They haven't done the best of jobs in building up, dare I say, other than Dakota recently, of building up homegrown talent. Dakota's a superstar and will be a superstar. Yeah. You could be, in my opinion, that next guy. Like you're right there. You have everything. You have the fighting style. You have the charisma. You got the mic work. Do you feel like they are treating you as such?
I feel like they're starting to see that I am another homegrown star like Dakota Ditchba. So I believe that they are starting to build me up in that way. And I think once I win this tournament, it'll solidify me as one of their homegrown stars, and I would say a superstar within the MMA mixed martial arts world itself as well. So I think pass wise, I feel like the PFL has been trying to figure out how to do it, and it's not been the best so far. But I mean, I think they will get it down pack eventually, and it makes it easier when they get people who are easy to market. And I think personally, I am easier to market than a lot of the other fighters. Like the fighter you just had on here, I forgot his name.
Phil Davis.
He's not a market. Yeah, he's not a marketable guy at all.
I mean, he's been around since 2008.
It's the first time I've ever heard of him.
You're kidding?
Yeah.
Mr. Wonderful.
Mr. Wonderful.
For real? You've never heard of him?
I'm not even joking.
Do you not watch MMA?
I do. Not as much, but it's the first time I heard of him. He just didn't see as charismatic as
no, well, I mean, that may be true, but he fought in the UFC for many years, fought for a UFC title. He's been around.
Yeah, no.
No. All right. Who does impress you? Who do you think is like a superstar in MMA right now?
A superstar in MMA?
Who has the complete package?
Me growing up watching, well, I would not say growing up, but once I started getting into mixed martial arts, I watched Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
So, and then that is, I would say that's the blueprint for anyone who wants to be. You don't have to be a douchebag, but be confident and actually show up and be an exciting fighter. I think that's and be marketable, and that's what I think Conor McGregor did for everybody with the blueprint. I think some people take his method to the extreme of, oh, I got to be a douchebag, but you don't got to be a douchebag. Just be confident in what you say, be serious about what you say, and come out and deliver on what you say. Just like he says, because when you talk and you don't deliver on what you say, you just look like a retard or just look stupid, and people love to bash a shit talker. So I mean, either you're gonna come to watch me win or you're gonna come to watch me lose, and most likely you're just gonna come to watch me win.
Do you see any superstars in PFL?
In the PFL, I feel like currently I don't see any superstars in the PFL other than me because you don't really see the PFL fighters as you would see in other promotions. Like they're not really marketed as much as you would want them to be. Like okay, who's in the PFL? You don't really know who's in the PFL until they're actually fighting that day. You know what I mean? So I feel like you won't know who a star in the PFL is until the day that person is fighting in the PFL.
I understand. By the way, you should have said Dakota. I mean, that was
I think Dakota's, yeah, I think she's already a superstar.
Okay,
I think that's already.
I asked you, are there any PFL superstars? You said none, and now you said she's already a superstar. Well, which is
No,
it?
I thought you meant like up and coming.
Oh, I get it. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, no, I think Dakota's already is a superstar with it in herself. Like, I feel like she is the best female fighter, honestly. I feel like in her division, she'd be able to go over to big promotions and defeat their fighters as well. So I think Dakota is a great athlete. She's very pretty. She's very charismatic. She's a great person to watch. She's just she has it.
Yes,
she has it.
Look at that smile. Can I ask you this? There's a part of me that almost hates asking you this, but you seem to be a straight shooter, so I'll ask it anyway. Do you want to go to the UFC? Is that the dream?
I don't know. I don't know what tomorrow holds, but right now I just want to be a champion. I don't know what tomorrow holds, but yeah, thank you for asking. But I don't know. I want to be a champion. That's it. And I want to hold a title in a big organization. And right now I'm in the PFL, so I do want to hold the title within the PFL. I want to go against Musalayev, I think his name is. And I think personally, the PFL welterweight champion is better than the UFC's welterweight champion at the moment. So I feel like once I destroy this guy, I mean, if we can have like cross tournaments like how they did with the Bellator against PFL, I know it's because PFL owned Bellator, but I would love them to have like cross championship fights, like PFL versus Bellator, PFL versus UFC against one championship, things like that, and that'd be awesome. You know, that and I would love to represent the PFL in such a case. So I love that. Let's do it.
And when you hear these guys openly complain about the PFL, do you feel some sort of way about it? Are you proud to represent PFL? Does it annoy you?
Yeah, I mean, it does annoy me because I feel like the PFL could do better when it comes to things like that. Because, like you said, the UFC. I mean, UFC has a blueprint on how things, how to market fighters and how to just be a great show in general. And I feel like the PFL is still trying to find its own way, and that's cool. The PFL definitely should find its own way, like any organization that wants to be its own big thing. So, I mean, I just feel like because you have people's careers and you bought out another people's lives and careers because you bought out another big organization, that at this point it should already be established what the blueprint should be in the organization. So then there would be no room for other people to talk.
How many fights left with PFL?
I'm in for the year.
Okay, so what happens if you win the tournament?
Hopefully I get to fight the
Okay, do you get extended though? Like if you say you're in for the year, tournament ends, what happens then?
We go on to negotiating.
Oh, look at you. All right. This is good.
Yeah.
So there's a lot at stake here. I think you win $500K if you win the tournament, right?
Yeah.
That's significant.
That's great. Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, I wouldn't, if I was in the UFC, I wouldn't be winning that at this point.
Sure. Where are you
I
now,
don't
by
know.
the way, with the flags?
In my room.
Okay. I like how you're
Yeah.
representing.
Yeah, I like to hold it. I like to look at it, look at my flags when I wake up. Like, this is what I'm doing. Got to go to training. Let's go.
Have you ever been back to Haiti?
No, not recently. Like Haiti is really in
It's a tough. No, but even in your life, have you ever been?
Oh yes, of course,
Okay.
of course.
Okay, but it's been a while.
Yeah,
Do you have family and friends there?
yeah. I have a couple of family members. I got a sister over there, some nieces and
Oh, wow.
nephews. I got some cousins there. Friends, not so much as people I would call friends over there, but yeah, definitely got some family over there. And
Are they
I mean, you
okay?
definitely hear a lot. Yeah, no, they're great. We're good.
Okay. There was a fighter named I don't know if you're familiar with him. You didn't know Philadelphia. Ovin St. Preux. He represents
Yeah,
Haiti.
OSP.
OSP. You know him.
Yeah,
He's probably like I would say the most famous fighter to represent Haiti, right? In MMA.
yeah.
Would you agree?
Yes, he is.
And you're the
For sure.
second coming.
I'm second coming. I definitely give him his props and everything. I wish he was more of an active fighter.
Yeah.
But he's definitely getting up there in age. But yeah, OSP is definitely the biggest mixed martial arts fighter for Haiti. I would say he was one of my inspirations growing up not growing up, but getting into this world of martial arts because someone else's. I mean, you don't see Haiti's flag. You don't see Haiti's flag when it comes out in MMA. So seeing his flag in such a huge organization like the UFC, I was like, all right, yes, I'm gonna be the next big thing. So definitely giving OSP his flowers for sure.
Former football player as well.
Yeah,
just like you. A lot of similarities.
Yeah, and he's huge.
He is a big boy. What's the message to Jason? Jason watching right now? What do you want to say?
Is he watching? You better get ready, brother. I'm in your head already, and I'm gonna stay in your head rent free, no taxes, and you're gonna see June 12th, just like the rest of the world's gonna see June 12th. I'm gonna put you out, and not because it's not something you didn't know already, but it's inevitable at this point. It sucks that I had to be your opponent. I wish I was your opponent in the finals, but it is what it is, brother. It is what it is.
Keep doing your thing, man. It's a lot of fun to watch, and I thought you stole the show on Thursday. You were the star of that show.
Well, wait a minute. I think Haitian Sensation.
Is that what we're going with?
No, Neil Magny also big up there.
Did he rep? I don't feel like he was repping as much as OSP was.
I thought he was the Haitian Sensation. No,
was he the Haitian?
Yeah, I think Neil Magny as well.
Born in
so
Brooklyn?
I want to give credit to him as well.
Yo, shout out! Neil Magny's a legend.
Yeah.
There's another one, and perhaps you will surpass both of them and have and he had an incredible. I mean, he has an incredible career, a lot of wins in the UFC, but I feel like you're well on your way, my friend. So keep it up.
Appreciate it, brother.
Congratulations. Good luck on the 12th of June. We'll be watching, and good luck with Dakota as well.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man.
All right.
Have a great day. All right.
All the best to you. There he is, Thad Jean, representing both Haiti and America. He's got that thing. He's talking the talk. He's walking the walk now. And that face-off with Jason Jackson was quite spicy as well. And it looked like Jason got pretty pissed off. It is a finals-worthy type matchup, but you're getting in the second round. So let's see how it all pans out. But he is talking a big game. There's the bracket right there, June 12th in Nashville. Honestly, we've been talking about Neil Magny for a long time. I don't recall him ever being known as the Haitian Sensation, but I see it on his Wikipedia right now. Do people call him that?
Yeah, that's his nickname.
The Haitian Sensation, Neil Magny?
Yes.
I have no
recollection. It's actually Neil the Haitian Sensation Magny.
They have said this in fights. Like when Bruce Buffer announces
I don't know what Buffer says, but
I see it on his Tapology.
Probably. Yeah, probably.
I don't recall. And his name is actually Neil Jacques Magny, which is
Haitian.
Also news to me.
Yeah.
I always thought he was Neil Magny from Brooklyn. Yo.
You just had your mind blown.
When Bruce Buffer announces Neil Magny, he calls him Neil the Haitian Sensation Magny. We've been watching him for how many years?
I'm confirming right now.
That G just blew your mind.
Yo. His UFC debut, oh my gosh, you got to scroll down all the way. Well, Ultimate Fighter 2012, debut 2013. We've been watching this guy for 12 years. Let me ask the chat. Chat, are you familiar with this? Let me see what the chat is
This is a
saying.
bad recipe.
This is
right
not how
there.
the chat
Everybody's going to be
works.
like, yeah, of course we're
I
familiar.
remember it many times.
Oh,
The raspy voice
We did
conspiracy
get a
as well.
super chat that someone said Neil Magny is Haitian.
Oh, gosh. All right. Well, listen, I'm not from Haiti. He's from Haiti. He's the one that's supposed to know, not me.
He knew.
Yeah.
He threw it out there. He said Neil Magny, Haitian sensation.
I mean, after the fact.
We mean after the fact. He said it.
All right. All
After
right.
what fact?
Okay. Only very recently did Neil start calling himself the Haitian sensation. Thank you, R.I.
When he says recently, we're talking a few years now. It's not like
Not his whole career. Come on, Ariel. Okay, that's what I was saying.
I've only known Neil Magny as the Haitian.
yeah, like
Stop it.
Connor's era, he's been the Haitian sensation.
Army veteran, Haitian sensation, always LOL.
Oh,
Stop it.
listen.
I'm
All
finding
right,
it
we
right
learn. We live, we learn.
Now. ESPN Plus years.
Ariel only follows PFL. Well, there it is. Thad Jean.
That dude's built different, huh? He's
Yeah.
a little bit different than most of
I
the...
still say he should go with Jean, but who am I? Who am I?
Hey, he's born here.
I'm
He
cool
said
with that, Gene, the American.
There is something about Thad Jean. Like, you can't just call him Gene or Thad.
Nah.
It has to be
Thad
Thad
has to be
Jean,
Thad
right?
Jean.
Just one word?
It flows. It's the syllables. Yeah, it's perfect. That gene.
How about him in Dakota too?
Yeah, let's see. Maybe we did a shidduch, guys.
I'm actually
If-
what?
A shidduch. You do 3 of those, you go to heaven. We talked about this with Andrew
All
Schultz.
What is it?
A shidduch.
I don't know. I don't know if that was the...
You do 3 of those, meaning a matchmaker, make me a match. It's not just in my world. It's not just Sean Shelby matchmaking, Joe Silva, Mick Maynard. We're talking about love here.
I'm watching.
I know, but we've seen, need I remind Derek Lewis, where Ronda Rousey fine ass. Like, we've
Well,
seen the
wasn't-
in cage.
He wasn't disrespectful like that.
No, but I just don't feel like that is the forum. Like, I don't know. We'll see. Look,
Listen,
I'm wishing the best.
Man's in love. What do you want him to do? Different.
I just don't know if that's the best way.
But by the way, to his credit, he did stop himself. He said her
he
name,
was
but
like, where? And then he's like,
I'm the one who asked him.
yeah. No, he was respectful.
Yes,
But-
and a very good fighter. And I like that trash talk with Jason. What were you saying, GC? You're going to say something.
I'm watching him finish Mike Malott, and I was really hoping John Anik was going to be like the Haitian sensation.
No.
All right, I'm going back to when Bruce.
Let's get the
is
buffer.
intro.
Let's get the buffer.
Yeah,
Honestly, have no recollection. Of
What
this
year are we
whatsoever.
talking? What fight is this?
This is last year. This is last January. 297 is the last time he fought on a pay-per-view card, so it's just easy to get to. All right, I'm almost there. I'm almost there.
RI is saying that he debuted the nickname at UFC 250. That wasn't that long ago, by the way. It's 314.
Here we go.
Sorry,
Almost
what?
there.
250 is not that
250.
long ago?
Yeah, I mean 250 is just a few years ago.
Here we go.
Ariel,
Let me hear.
250 is 2020.
Nah, that's not that long ago.
What?
Here we go. I'm about to find out. 297.
He started.
For the podcast listeners,
Here we go.
checking it out.
Connor's listening.
He started in 2013. If he debuted in
So that's nearly
2020
half his career, Ariel.
He said it?
The Haitian sensation! Neil!
Which event?
This is 297.
Okay.
This is truly the moment I have been waiting for.
Wait. Just back me on this.
Mikey.
Back me on this. You guys have no recollection
Can I
of this,
play it
right?
over the air?
No, very clearly know that his nickname is the Haitian.
You knew this, so why didn't
Frank
anyone write
jolted
it?
up like he was getting out of bed in the morning when he was like, Neil Magny, the Haitian sensation. Why
Stop.
aren't
I don't, by the way, if I miss something, someone writes it in the Slack right away. Haitian sensation, Neil Magny. No one wrote it. So either you wanted me to drown or
Or we
Y'all
forgot
are
Neil
capping.
Magny was the Haitian.
okay, so
sensation.
you did forget.
Yeah, forget is not the same as never knew, Ariel. Those two are not the exact same thing. Oh yeah, Neil Magny, the
Wait, let's hear
Haitian
it, let's hear it.
sensation. Yeah. Wait, careful. All right.
Yeah,
Mute it.
no,
Mute it now.
I have no recollection. That sounds like AI, if I'm being honest. If I'm being
yes.
100%
No, Allen
honest.
Iverson, he's the answer.
Yeah.
Not
Hey
the
guys, some
Haitian-
breaking news. Speaking of basketball, I just saw this come through the wire. Is this actually true? Did the Denver Nuggets fire their head coach who won them the championship 2 years ago?
And GM.
And GM? With 4 games left? This is crazy. We just had the Memphis Grizzlies fire their coach like a week and a half ago, Taylor Jenkins, and now Michael Malone is out. I love Michael Malone. My great story with Michael Malone is one of my last sideline games for ESPN, Nuggets Thunder. We're sitting in the room. It's myself, Ryan Rucco, Doris Burke. he walks in and he goes, I understand you guys all have a lot of questions about the game. It was a big game. They were jockeying, I think, for second or third. But he said, I got to ask you a couple questions. Is Conor going to fight Khabib again? I was like, wow. Michael Malone, the son of Brendan Malone, former Knicks assistant, former Pistons assistant, former Raptors head coach. His son knows who I am. Eventual NBA champion. Why'd they fire him? And who is the new coach? Is it some assistant?
Yeah,
is
it's
it Russell
assistant.
Westbrook?
No, it's not Russell Westbrook.
And the GM.
And the GM.
That's insane.
Well, apparently, okay, so I saw this on Twitter, or X. Young Misuk? I've never...
Masuk, Young Masuk, my guy.
Yeah, the
Sources
notorious
say-
OHM.
Sources say ownership felt like the team needed a jolt in the hopes of still making a run, and that vibes had not been good. There was an expectation things were likely to change with either Malone and or Booth after the season due to what sources described as a quote-unquote Cold War between the two.
Wow.
So they were locked in a Cold War, and neither side won. They both lost.
They're currently in fourth place.
Shout out. Yeah, it's a crazy move, but it sounds
That's
like...
got to be the latest a coach has ever been fired for a playoff team.
Not for... I mean...
NBA
didn't
history?
The Grizzlies just fired their coach, too. Like,
Yeah,
it's
but this
not-
is later. This is
It's later, but to me, it's a potential title contending team. That's the crazy part. The
I mean,
Nuggets
Grizz were in the same spot, by the way. They were like fourth or fifth as well. They've now dropped to eighth.
You would put the Nuggets' chances ahead of the Grizzlies.
Hell yeah, they've got Nikola Jokic.
I think that's like the craziest part is this is probably the second best team in the West by my estimation, right? You got OKC and then you got them.
Rockets.
Don't
Lakers.
think so. Don't think so.
I mean, that's
Either
the top-
way.
Yes. No,
they're also just a few years removed from winning
From
a
a
title.
two years. Yeah,
crazy.
23, I think
If
it was.
things
yeah?
are as dysfunctional as described by Ohm, like, I guess. Why
Where's
not?
the man in the hat when you need him? We got this is the man in the hat right here.
Oh,
from On Air Jordan. Hey, Ariel wants an instant reaction video to the Malone firing. Hey man, I'm boarding a plane. Can't
quite
do it.
demanding.
Besides, you want to see a grown man cry? Actually, I would love that. Wow, Jordan.
If I knew this was going to air, I probably wouldn't have wrote that back.
Well, you put it.
You're the one who
By
put
the
it
way,
to air,
you
by
put
the
it
way.
to air.
Oh, no,
quite
I gave
demanding
this.
as
I gave
well.
this to Connor, and he did that.
Oh my gosh.
But I do have good news out of all this.
Oh,
It
what
sounds
is
like
it?
Mike Malone might have some free time to come on the show, talk a
Oh.
little MMA, break down the Knicks' chances. You know, we got an
Uncrowned?
opening here.
Come back to the Cavs. Be an assistant for the Cavs.
Uncrowned.
Come home.
Latest contributor.
Hawks.
You remember when they won the championship and at the parade he was very, very drunk, it seemed? Like it seemed like he was loving life.
Yeah, he was having
Yeah.
a great time. It was,
Yeah.
it was
I'd be
awesome.
drunk too.
I'm a big Mike Malone fan. I don't get
Man,
this.
this is crazy.
He's a
Fire
great
Tibbs,
coach.
bring in Mike Malone.
There's been a
Wow.
lot of like good coaches fired in the NBA, and I just don't get it. I really don't get it.
Yeah. Well, look at two of the best teams in the East. Cavs.
Hawks.
Atkinson shouldn't have been fired from the Nets.
Should not have been.
Detroit. Bickerstaff shouldn't have been fired from the Cavs.
Okay, but he got fired from the Cavs for Atkinson.
I know,
So
but it's
that
a weird
one-
thing, right? All these good coaches.
But yes, there's a
Bickerstaff's
lot
going to be the coach of the year, probably.
of Nick Nurse. Like, there's tons of these
Well, he's
coaches.
kinda- yeah.
Isn't
What?
there
You about to say Nick
famously-
Nurse not a good coach?
Isn't there
He's
famously
probably on
like
the way out.
the coach
know,
of the year
but-
curse? Like these guys win coach of the year, and then like
Mike
2
Brown,
years
yeah.
later they're fired.
Dwayne Casey.
Didn't Mike Brown win coach of the year twice and then get fired twice? Yeah, that's crazy.
Because he got fired from the Cavs.
He got
right?
fired from the Cavs after winning coach of the year too. Nuts.
One of my favorite gimmicks on Twitter is John Ewing of BetMGM.
Yeah.
He'll always do like what a team's odds were before something happened. And so he wrote Nuggets odds to win the NBA championship plus 2,000 before firing Michael Malone, plus 2,000 after.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. That is good stuff.
Still got Nikola.
I mean, legend. I did text Chuck. He said he has a sick feeling. Malone has been everything to the franchise.
Malone's great.
Can't
man.
do him this way. 4 games left. Let the guy finish the season. Let the guy like play this out. Unless there's something like truly awful going on behind the scenes, let the guy play it.
Well, remember how weird it felt when Ime Udoka got fired, and then everybody was like, and then the story came out, and everybody was like, oh, okay, like there's more
yeah,
to
this
it.
seems different.
No, I'm not saying
I
it's
saw a
the same
video
scenario, but-
yesterday, I think it was, of Westbrook doing one of those Marshawn Lynch
Yeah,
post-game interviews where he's like, yep,
yeah, I'm just here not to get fired.
yeah, no, I don't know, that sort of thing. Anyway, we don't have to deal with that. in the world of combat sports. Coming up at 5 o'clock over on the DAZN Boxing YouTube channel will be myself, Ariel Helwani, talking all things sweet science. Fabio Wardley going to join us as well. We got a lot to get to, so stay tuned for that. I also want to tell you that tomorrow we have 2 in-studio guests who I am very, 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 very excited about. We have Saraya, formerly known as Paige of the WWE and formerly of AEW. She has come out with a new book, which is tremendous, an incredible life story. She'll be joining us in studio. And prior to that, we'll be joined by the Ring General himself, Gunther, formerly known as Walter, the man, world heavyweight champion, WWE on the road to WrestleMania. 2 in-studio guests. In addition to that, Brandon Moreno will be stopping by. So we've got a star-studded show on the nose. And speaking of questions, super chats, we got to get to them quickly before we go. Thank you for reminding me, Andy, as I was very clearly wrapping things up. Frank, you had one job. You're supposed to tell me.
Oh. Well, Max writes in, should the UFC have signed in Vakadov instead of Pitbull?
Why does it have to be one or the other?
That's not how this works. It's not like a conversation.
Sure. No, Pitbull certainly deserves it. And I'm very excited about. By the way, I'm seeing some of the stuff, like the media avails. Just seeing Pitbull rocking the UFC shirt is weird. It's like this guy was such a fixture in Bellator for so many years. Chandler
weirder to see Pitbull or MVP?
I don't know if I could say one or the other. Both kind of weird. Like they were staples.
Honestly,
Chandler MVP, and Pitbull. They were the guys.
Yeah.
And Phil Davis. That Gene had never heard of Phil Davis before. How's that possible? The disrespect.
Yeah.
Kind of makes me sad. Maybe he doesn't recognize him with the dreads. What else?
Ryan Maddox writes, been watching for 3 years and never looked up pics of Frank.
Wow.
You have to keep the kayfabe going. I'm sure there are pics out there, but it feels wrong.
Yeah. Don't even bother.
Respect, Ryan.
It is wrong.
Yeah.
You can find pictures of Dominic or Rey Mysterio, but you don't need to go do that.
Yeah. Can you find pictures of Frank online?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
But like,
People
it's
have
not a
sent them to
challenge. Like this, it's just we're having fun here.
We're having fun, guys. All right? Lighten up. What else?
Adrian Ramirez writes in, lastly, GC, will you be wearing a Volk shirt on Saturday? Need to know of the T-shirt curse will balance the Nina drama curse prior to placing my bets on Diego Lopez. What other curses should I look out for?
You know, unfortunately, I'm not certain if I'm going to wear it or not. I think I might go Miami Vice get up on Saturday. Volk
Rick
shirt
too?
will be worn at some point this week. So do with that information what you will. Trying to get Rick in at least a Hawaiian shirt, but my efforts are not going.
Why Hawaiian?
Just, you know.
The
little,
vibes.
Beach theme.
Sure.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
Beachy out there.
What is the Nina drama curse?
I have no idea.
I think I saw some people saying that if she did an interview before or some shit like that, the person lost. I mean, doesn't she talk to everyone
Yeah,
before?
I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. There used to be a Helwani. There was a
Helwani curse?
In the ESPN days, we were doing those. You know, everyone was doing Zoom interviews, but there were a select few fighters that we went to a
Stipe
studio.
in the dungeon.
Stipe, Izzy, Connor, and they all lost.
Oh, yeah.
So then there was like the curse of those interviews.
How did it break, or did it break?
Well, no, then I left. I mean,
so if you go back to that,
the embedded
studio.
haircut, always got to look into.
Yeah. I have to say, I went down, like I've said before, part of my process when I know a guest is coming, I'll try to look at some of their recent interviews. And I was watching, I think it was Magomed. I think it was actually before Pereira came in studio. It was Magomed and Nina Drama. She does a great job. Like I don't know if there's haters out there. I don't pay attention to all of that as far as her. She really does have a unique thing. And she brought, like, I was captivated by the interview. And I don't think I've ever said that about a Magomed Ankalaev interview, just because you don't really see him in that light. Now, part of the thing is, we used to do the one-on-one interviews. A ton of other people were doing them as well. You just don't get to see those as often. You know, it's just kind of people at the dais, and then they'll do like a DC interview or a Bisping or a Her, etc. So you don't really get to see the fighters in a one-on-one setting. She's been able to corner that market, and she does a great job. I really do have to say. I have to give her props on that. So well done. What else? What else?
Oh, that was it.
Oh, that was it. All right. Yeah, I told you who's coming on tomorrow. I told you have a show later today. I told you about the press conference tomorrow. Hope to see some of you there. I think it's time to go. Michael Malone fired. Kind of shocked.
I love how your Slack was like, holy crap, nuggets is how I read it.
Oh, yeah. Meaning like I needed to get some nuggets?
Yeah, it was like, holy crap, nuggets.
Holy
So,
crap.
like, why are you
I've got
talking
new
like
nuggets. Holy crap, I'm hungry.
Are you though?
I'm not that hungry, no. I've been trying. This has been
I don't recall seeing you eat lunch earlier.
Yeah, it was a quick one.
Wow.
One of my big things, we used to do the show Monday, Wednesday, right? For the past 3 years. Tuesday would be, a good workout day. And then Thursday and Friday would be good workout days. Now it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. By the time I get to Wednesday night, I feel like a bit of a slob. You know what I mean? And part of the reason why is I get so hungry at the end of the shows, I tend to overeat. So I'm trying to battle. I'm trying to retrain my brain to not overeat. Hence the almonds. I don't know if you guys have
How are we
noticed.
doing on that feed bag of almonds?
I got a lot of almonds. Because I've noticed that the almonds curb your appetite.
Yeah.
You ever notice that?
Mine is with cashews.
Cashews, huh?
Yeah.
Salty or not so
I prefer
salty?
unsalted, but,
Unsalted on Crown.
I get it, yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
clever.
Yeah, so anyway, if anyone in the chat has any tips on how to curb your appetite, I would love to hear it. Working
Well,
through
the chat just writes it.
Working through the kinks. I was just pondering. Eggs, protein. Anyway, thank you so much to all our guests. Thank you to Merab Dvalishvili. What's that?
Shrimp.
Shrimp. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Shrimp cocktail. Thank you to Phil Davis, That Gene, Max Holzer. Thanks to you. Thanks to them. Back on Wednesday, same time, place, same peace. I'm out of here.